That's why we have such a great. That's hilarious. You'd be like, keep talking, David. I'm busy. I like how you get the juice for Jesus. We actually had, I don't know who it was, a friend of our family, because my uncle was.
What?
Huh?
Are we? Yeah. Are we on?
Are we really? Hey, what's going on? Started out. We're gonna edit that one out. Really? We're talking religion.
Yeah, I just got the notification.
Really?
Are we?
Yep.
How live are we? Are we live on the phone or the camera? Which one are we live?
There we go. Yep, the chat's coming in.
Oh,
coming
fantastic!
in. Oh, hey.
All right. Well, I guess we should. We didn't know we were going
We
live.
didn't know.
Like it was kind of like a little half-assed.
Hot mic.
Hot mic. Good Lord.
Start out with the obligatory buck cocks.
I get
There
right.
you go, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah, our Cox
Coming to you
connection.
live from Alex's cell phone.
Well, it was windy yesterday, so when it gets windy,
Hey,
and there might have been a little bit of
stiff
rain.
breeze.
Yeah, stiff breeze. Okay, are we gonna put this monitor up here, buddy? What do you think? No,
So,
you
can we?
see
I don't want to
it.
interrupt. Texas Wildcats. So we're having issues with our internet again. So we have to use our phone to live stream. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it look okay? Can they see it?
Yeah.
Sound is everything's good. All right, here we go. All right, welcome back. It's sort of David's Vegas, although we're changing the name because that's a silly name. We went about. So this podcast is less about entertainment and more about sort of Vegas, news, business, casino, casino gaming. It's kind of a wide variety of
A
in-depth,
little bit of everything.
probative content. And by the way, we have Lauren back from LA.
Hey, everybody. Had a successful trip.
Yeah, she went to LA for our online training academy.
Yep.
And so before we get started, this is for Alex, by the way. Hey, Alex! So I want to just put this out there. It's like, can we get that screen work? Okay, there you go. Fantastic. I always like to see myself on the screen. It makes me feel like there's actually something going on, even though there's not. So I want, you guys know all about the school here. We've been running the school now for a couple of years. Alex started the school quite a few years ago. Schools have always had a bad rap here in Vegas. Most dealer schools, most of us that went to dealer schools back in the day will tell you that they were not all that instrumental. I mean, they gave you the foundation, but they didn't really prepare you for the job.
Right.
In many cases, they were very haphazard. Let's put it that way. It was a lot of students teaching other students, and it was what it was. So here in Vegas, throughout the pandemic, when Alex started the school, for example, there were 10 other competitors plus him. Maybe 11, 12 if you count really small players. And that has dwindled down now to there's 3 schools left. And it's all about the market, right?
Yeah.
So it's supply and demand. And if you're not, here in a capitalistic society, right? You go where you get, the training,
Right.
I will tell you over the years, even the 3 years that I've been here, it's not 100%. You can't help everybody.
Right.
And we've had issues with some students. And they've been, very, they've voiced their concerns, and we've had some issues, things like this. And that's with any business. You can't make everyone happy. That's not a thing. But surprisingly, so, we have had a lot of success because, our focus has always been on people and the people, But because of the way that this environment works here, it's very cannibalistic. Like when I say cannibalistic, I mean like we charge $500 for 3 games. It takes on average 3 to 4 months for someone to get through that. And if you think that doesn't sound like a lot, you are correct. That does not pay a whole lot of bills.
cheap.
Yep.
It's incredibly inexpensive to learn how to deal. In fact, most people come here and they're pretty shocked because if you go to LA, it's $1,500, $2,000, $2,200. Craps alone in some places is over $1,000, which it should be. Craps a 2-month game, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So only paying, we charge $300. Okay.
Yep.
Now, granted, because of that, we can't give you in some cases, the level of attention that some people come here and think this is actual like a university, like where there's a classroom and we have teachers assigned. It doesn't work like that. It works. We use a checklist. We follow you on a tablet. We sort of follow your progress, pick up where you need, and
we're very flexible.
We're very
if you
flexible.
have a job,
yeah,
and you can only come in a couple of hours
Yep.
a day or certain days of the week,
Yep.
we're flexible. We work with you.
No, we do work with you, and the great thing is because me and Alex are, we have a lot of friends that have helped out. We have a gentleman right now who has 15 years of experience. He's been around a lot of casinos, and he literally just helps out at the school. You know, he loves this environment. He's a really good friends with Tyler, and so he's here helping out. But anyways, all right. So I'm gonna take this back. We wish everybody well. By the way, we want everybody to do your best, and those rewards will come. Right? You are always ethical, honest, do all as much as you can be, and you know hopefully you get rewarded for that. There are people, however, who paint a different picture without being really ridiculously petty. So, for example, we did this story. The Wall Street Journal came by, interviewed us, and there was a large article. It went out last Friday, I believe, or it went out Thursday digital in their Friday's paper. And it featured me and Alex, but the larger story was the comeback of Vegas and what analysts think and, you know, yada, yada. And then, of course, the next day, Fox 5 had called us, came down here, interviewed me and Alex, and talked about the school and sort of the resurgence of casino dealers and things like that. And of course, one of our competitors had a story the very next day, and it was titled the same thing. It's quite uncanny. You know, I get it that they're sort of, you know, trying to follow. I mean, obviously the Wall Street Journal came out and they wanted to follow up with it. But let me just say, without pointing out, not everybody portrays things accurately and honestly, right? And that's really the thing that sucks about this business in gaming. And which is why I think for some of you out there, we translate so well because you run into a lot of bad actors and bad players. And every time, even at our own expense, even when it hurts us financially, we try to keep it real. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Very recently, we had that happen to us. And that was the thing. We sat down and we say, is it about the money or is it about the truth? And it's always about the truth.
Yep.
Because the long game is the truth will set us free, and it has.
Every time.
Every time.
Right.
And so while we lost quite a bit of money, you know, we brought something to light, basically, and it impacted us financially. And we know it did. And we knew it did going in. We knew if we said something, we were gonna get hurt by it, and we were.
Yeah.
But I think in the long run, we get that, you know, people respect us for that and recognize that we're willing to make those short-term risks and to just be honest for those long-term games. And so far, it's paid fantastic dividends.
Yep.
In reference to what we did and what we lost out by doing it,
Yeah.
in the long run, integrity
Yep.
trumps all.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't work in a way that you don't have the integrity. You have to go with, you know, your morals. And
How do you wake up in the morning?
Exactly.
When you know you're lying to your customers.
Exactly.
If you know you're lying to your customers, and you know if you can stare at a screen and lie.
That's right.
Dude. Anyway, but here's the thing.
We decided we couldn't do that because we try to be above board.
You all keep it up and see how that pays out for you.
Yep.
And it's not a thing. And if you wonder how we got where we're at, it's because we made a different decision. You know.
Yep.
Many years ago, I was on a boat. I saw something very bad going on, and I knew that if I reported that, my job, I was assistant ship boss at 27 years old. I mean, right?
Wow.
I knew that job was gone. I knew I would probably have to move.
Right.
I knew that a lot of people would hate me for it. But ultimately, I did the right thing.
Right.
And to this day, I feel good about
because
it.
you have integrity, sir.
No. So anyways,
We're going to continue doing things for our community.
that's
right.
it.
That's really all
That's
we
right.
can do.
And we wanted to say that because a lot of things are heating up. We have a big target on our back. A lot of people, but we have a lot of good things.
Jealousy.
A lot of good things going on too. But I think it's a larger lesson, you know?
Absolutely.
You have a chance. Everyone has a chance to make a decision and pivot and make choices for themselves that move them in. You know, a lot of people were directed by that almost in the moment. All right, so you know that Alex is like, I'm gonna share a story. You want to stand by, sir? You want to hang out? You don't have to. I know he's got stuff to do at the mall, by the way.
I got to go spray paint boxes.
Get to work, sir.
Have fun.
All right. Before we get to the casino news,
Tilt the screen just a
yeah,
little.
so I don't look like a. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
Perfect. All right, I'm gonna share a story I shared on Patreon, I believe, very quickly, and this is just so part and parcel to this. And before we're gonna get to the casino stuff, I promise. And if we lose a few people, I'm sorry that we lost you, and you know it is what it is. But what's that? Did we lose somebody already?
No, I'm laughing at something.
Oh, really? you know, it is David. So David's Vegas podcast is kind of going bye-bye. We're going to be renaming it.
Lawrence Vegas.
Lucky Lawrence Vegas.
Lucky Lawrence Vegas.
So I want to share with you a really positive thing that happened one day many years ago in Vegas. So there was a time when I was really a gambling degenerate. That's true. I had a really serious problem, and anyways, I went through a kind of a weird period of time where my rent and home wasn't a stable thing per se, and I was living with somebody who also had. We were in the same boat, two peas, kind of thing.
Like attracts like.
Yeah, and we gambled and we loved it, and I smoked a lot. I didn't do drugs, but gambling was my drug. That's all you need to know. Luckily, God, I can only imagine if I was like drinking back then too. Holy crap!
I say that all the time about when I was in
really?
that space.
Would have been.
Thank God I didn't drink.
So
would have been so much worse.
So my friend forgets their cell phone at a 7-Eleven, right off the strip on Tropicana.
Okay.
And he leaves it there right outside the 7-Eleven, and it's not an expensive phone. It's a $50 phone. It's not a big deal.
Right.
But he's working on getting a next casino job. He's literally at that week had applied to get a casino job.
And given them that number, I assume.
And that was the number.
Oh.
I mean, so that was it to get back to work. And like quite literally, we needed him to go back to work. Quite, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So amazingly, I call the phone and someone picks up. It's this guy. And he hangs up the phone, and then I call the guy back. And I'm like, please wait, just wait 1 second. Let me just give me 2 seconds. And I said to him in very clear terms, I said, listen, if you need that phone, I understand. But just know, all I want you to do is look around you where you're at, and you tell me if you've made all the right choices, if you've made the right choices in life. And if you made the right choices and you're doing well by yourself and your family, whatever it is, and you need that phone, I want you to keep that phone. But if you look around and it's not what you wanted or it's not what you expected, maybe it's because you're keeping the phone and you just keep making really poor choices that affect other people and ultimately affect you. And if that's true, then please return the phone, because my friend can't afford a $50 phone right now. Can't afford. He needs that phone to get called back to work because he's trying to do the right thing.
Right.
And I said, I don't care who you are or where you're at or what you're at. Just return it to the counter, and I'm gonna go stop by there in half an hour. That's all I told him. That was it. He didn't say a word. I mean, he might have said okay something.
Right.
Hung up the phone. Half an hour, the phone was on that desk.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I mean, that's really what it is. No.
Yeah.
People want to know what the magic sauce is these last 3 years. That's the magic sauce. You know what I mean? We work hard and we just focus on all the good and positive things.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
We don't tell you what you want to hear. We tell you what you need to hear. That's the thing. Vegas isn't about what you want to hear.
No, it is not.
You know what I mean? Vegas is what you need
not.
to hear. Anyway, what do we got?
Derek. Hi, Derek.
Derek. I still love you, Derek. Just
Thank
so you
you
know.
for the $10.
You ruined my restaurant, but it's fine. Derek, we go way back. He's the guy who ruined Jasmine for me, just so you know. Still my favorite restaurant. I love Jasmine. It's at Bellagio. I hope it's still open. I hope it didn't get whacked. Is Jasmine still around?
I don't know. I don't work at Bellagio.
I'm going to have to take Derek there. Me and Derek are going to have to go hit up Jasmine together.
I can tell you, at the Cosmopolitan, the Rose Rabbit Lie, it's like a restaurant with a little theater kind of thing. They're closing down.
Done?
They're closing down.
Wow.
Yeah, they've been around 7 years. It's a really cool place, and I just read an article today.
It looks like it's still open.
Really? What about
Jasmine?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So
Fantastic.
Derek says, as of right now, we have 15 Patreons going to Vegas on Memorial Weekend. Woohoo! Get ready for some bingo, Lauren. Oh, I'm always ready, Derek.
$100
also,
per person.
$100 per person slot pull should be in the works.
Oh.
Is that $100 a pull? No, that's like everybody chips in $100 on like a quarter machine and.
Yeah, it just makes a pull.
Okay.
No, I'm thinking maybe
that sounds fun.
Derek's loaded, dude.
Yeah.
He's loaded. He's got money to burn.
Come see me, Derek.
Just bang the camera, dude.
I'm moving it so you guys can see the thing.
Is that a view of us? Or no, that's a view of this camera.
This is a view.
So we're seeing not seeing what they're seeing, basically.
Yeah.
Not exactly. Close.
Close enough.
I look
wrong
so
with
much
my
thinner
hair?
on this camera, though. That's
No
the
wonder-
thing.
No wonder it's like I turned
Well,
this
this
because
camera
it's
is
over there.
$2,000.
$2,000.
Anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to some bingo too. I actually got all 3 days off from Memorial Weekend.
You
Couldn't believe it. I did. I don't
Really?
know if I even told you that.
no, you
I
did.
did.
I heard it and I just kind of ignored it.
Yeah,
It's
so
fine.
I've got the whole weekend off, and we'll have a fun party, and then we'll have.
You realize
fun
he didn't
bingo.
say Kino. You understand?
I saw what he bingo. It was in very clear bold letters. Bingo.
I'm gonna have to put him
Yeah.
out and take him to Jasmine. He'll just wake up there. just
I think you guys should go to Jasmine. For
Yeah.
dinner. I
no.
do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I'll go with you. Let's go to Jasmine for dinner.
It's not cheap, or $100 a pull. It's like $100 a person there. $90. It's like it wasn't like $90 last time.
We got a school credit card, don't we?
Did you hear about the story about the $500? Okay. You know what's interesting is Jasmine is they were social distancing before. That's another thing I loved about the place. You ever go to a place where they sit you really close?
Yeah.
I went to this Asian restaurant in New York City once, and my friend told me it's like authentic seating, and they have these just big round tables. Everybody sits
Right.
behind and share. I had never done that before.
Oh, really?
And I'm sitting next to people I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're
Yeah.
too busy eating, and I'm a talker.
Yes, you are.
That didn't work out so well.
Were
for
you
them.
by yourself?
Oh, no.
At dinner with this? No, but were you with people
I
that
didn't
were
need-
sitting with other people?
I don't need people. I made people.
But
The
that-
people were there. I went to the restaurant. My mother always says that she doesn't need people to go with. She
Yeah.
just goes and she makes friends as
Yeah.
she goes.
Yeah.
She gets new people wherever she goes. That's
Yeah.
what it's
That's-
funny because the guy sitting next to me didn't want to talk to me at first.
Yeah.
And across the way he had like a daughter and they were like waving to each other. I couldn't believe it.
And he was like, "Help me,
Yeah, he
save
was
me." from
They all
this
moved
guy."
around. They all moved around. We had a great time. It was
That's great.
fantastic. I hadn't
That's
been
great.
back to New York in a while, and they were telling me where to go and where the ferries were going because
Nice.
Oh, it was
Nice.
great. I went from being a hater to loving that place.
Good.
I don't even remember the food. I just remember the little guy and his daughter. Anyways, all right, ready? Okay, so we got some stories. We had pictures, but because our internet sucks, we can't share them with you.
This internet is awful.
The good news is our podcast on Spotify and everywhere. So our podcast, this David thing, goes everywhere, and it's starting to get some views.
Good.
People are tuning in.
Good. That's great.
Yeah. You know what I'm gonna play? You know what my theme music is gonna be?
Can't wait to hear.
Kino music.
Oh, good lord.
It's gonna be Kino ding 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 in
It
the
should be
background.
the caveman.
Some people love that.
With the
and some
dinosaur.
some people hate that one.
Can we buy earmuffs? I just need.
If
Can
I
we get a
have
new
to play,
AV guy? Go
if I
ahead.
have to play Kino, I want to play Caveman Kino. I like the sound effects. I know so many people hate the sound effects. I like them. They're
It's really
funny.
annoying. Really, are you
Yeah,
the
people
person
get
that just
annoyed.
yells bingo for the hell of it, just to practice?
Yeah.
God.
Where's my cup that you guys got me that
Oh,
says
really?
I
The
yell
bingo
bingo
cup?
just to see other people's disappointment?
I know, disappointment, and then you're like, oh no, I don't have it. No.
Yeah. No, I don't
That's
do
why you
that.
keep those
that I
cards.
do not do.
Oh well.
I don't
anyways.
just call bingo if I don't know I have it.
All right.
No.
Well, we got news.
I
We got
can't-
news,
let's go.
and we got so here's a big one, because I met this man, and this is one of those weird, unique David stories.
Okay.
Okay, so Virgin is opening on Thursday,
Yes.
Thursday night,
Yes.
and I'll be
That's Branson. Richard Branson.
Richard Branson. I met Richard Branson. He was in the back of my cab.
Wow.
Swear to God.
Really?
I had just gotten a job working
Okay,
for a
wait a minute. Before you tell this story, you drove a cab?
I did. I drove a cab. That's one of the many jobs
Wow.
I've had.
You know, I
I've
learned
done everything.
something new about
Dude, I've
you
been a
all this
dishwasher, landscaper, rock wall
and a
builder.
cab driver.
Yep. I worked for West Hollywood Taxi. When they just
Wow.
opened, it was a brand new business. No one else would hire me as a hacker. But it was called a hacker. And you had to have experience in most of these places. But I had no experience. Literally had no
Okay.
idea. I had to
Alright.
call into my dispatch all the time. They're like, "Can you please just drive and stop calling?"
Interesting.
So-
Okay, so go ahead. Tell your story.
So I'm there,
Mhm.
and it's right around. It's exactly when the Virgin Record Store was opening.
Oh, yeah, that big one in
The bi-
L.A.?
the big one in LA.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, these are only details you can know if you were there. And he will back me up if we ever get a chance to say hello. Which maybe, hey,
Hey,
Virgin, he's gonna be there.
Yeah,
It's his
absolutely.
place. He owns it. Like he's the guy.
you should try and get him as a guest on the
Oh,
podcast.
that'd be fantastic. He's a
Oh,
nice
that would be
guy, by the way.
awesome.
He might actually
I'm
come
sure
on.
he is.
So here's what
He's
happens.
got a great reputation.
They had
Anyway.
this, so it's not the Roosevelt Hotel. It's in West Hollywood. It's further down. It's like this really unique eclectic hotel that sits all by itself. I don't know the name of it again, but the taxi stand was set like way onto this other street, and they would whistle. It was so far away they had a whistle. Okay. And they had hired all the music limos. I don't know if you're familiar with the LA scene, but there was a company back in the day, and all the license plates said Music 1, Music 2, and they catered to the music industry. You remember? I don't know if you ever saw them. It's a pretty big.
I lived in LA and learned how to drive there, so yeah.
A pretty big limousine service, right? So all the music limousines are all lined up. I'm sitting there in my cab at this because, this was one of those reliable hotels that you didn't have to like jockey other cabs. There might have been like 3 cabs lined up. Excuse me, this is before the days of rideshare, of course.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I see all these limos pull up. I have no idea what's going on. I just see all like 10 limousines, just pulling up. They're picking up people, driving away, picking up people. All of a sudden, and I thought, oh crap. I wasn't going to make any money because I had made my average. I made $2 an hour on average for the hours that I worked for that company, and I was literally I wrote poems and little short stories while I was sitting in the cab all day. I had nothing else to do.
Right.
And this was a cab where I couldn't do random pickups. You had to actually call the dispatch.
Oh,
and the
really?
Dispatch
You couldn't just, if somebody said taxi, you couldn't just go?
No, because it was some kind of restricted license. You could do the taxi stands.
Gotcha.
For the hotel. That's why I was there.
You couldn't just pick somebody up on the street.
So I was doing dispatches to the airport stuff. But anyway, so the guy calls me. I see the thing. I drive up, and it's 3 guys. So the first guy gets in, followed by Richard Branson. He sits in the middle between the 2 dudes on the hump.
Wow.
Who sits on the hump when you got all that money?
Hey,
And
he's just a normal guy.
Dude, he's very down. So he gets in. The first thing, and I'm thinking, I recognized him. And then when they started talking, then I knew who he was because I had heard him speaking on TV.
Right.
And right away, he's like, asked me what my name is. He asked me if I like driving a cab. I told him, nope. I was like, I just started and it wasn't working out so well.
Yeah.
And I said, I for the whole time there, for about a 5-minute discussion, then he went back to talking to his 2 guys, and they were talking about the Virgin Record Store, and that was my destination, right?
Wow.
So it wasn't open yet. I had to drive down. They had the subterranean parking thing that I drove down in with Richard Branson. And they paid me $100 for the ride. It was only like 5 miles, 6 miles. And Richard turns around. Richard, he could have just like, dude, these guys were, who knows, I don't know what capacity they were in. Right. He says, could you please wait here? And I'm like, yeah, no problem. I'm literally the only car sitting in the basement of the Virgin Record record store, right? And about 5 minutes later, a guy comes down and says, you're not needed, gives me another $100 bill, and I'm off.
Wow.
That was it. That was the whole extent of it. I mean, not, the crazy story, but that, it was kind of cool. Right?
Yeah, very cool.
Got to meet this guy. But anyways, genuinely a nice man, without a doubt.
Good.
Genuine interest.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. He's got a really good reputation. He treats his employees fantastically.
Yeah.
I mean, good for the people who used to work at the Hard Rock and who are now at Virgin, because I can only imagine he's going to treat him great.
So, have you seen the pictures of the interior?
No, I have not.
That's the only thing. I love the Hard Rock. I loved being able to walk around and you saw something. They had all the different memorabilia, rock memorabilia, guitars, and signed things. And,
like going to a Hard Rock restaurant.
Yep, and you see all the guitars, and sometimes they would change those displays.
Right.
And of course, all that's gone. They went with this much sort of lighter, contemporary, sort of easy on the eyes kind of look.
Okay.
Which, I'm not.
I just am wondering if the music is going to be blaring the way it did at the Hard Rock.
No, that's not a thing.
Probably won't.
Right? They did show pictures of a pseudo center bar. They kept that concept, but a lot of places now have that. A lot of casinos have that. Cosmo,
the
chandelier bar. Oh,
beautiful!
Wow! If you haven't seen that, by the way, it's really literally you feel like you're sitting in the middle of the damn chandelier. That thing just hangs down. You're like, the chandelier is like.
Yeah, there's just strings of crystals all around you.
Yeah.
When I opened the Cosmopolitan, and when we were in orientation, we got to walk around the casino with, there was nobody there and no machines on and no noise and whatever. And we were the first ones to see the chandelier bar. Wow. And it was just amazing. It was amazing, but we were all under like an NDA. We couldn't take pictures. We couldn't post anything, until we opened. Yeah. But, oh, God, just gorgeous.
They have a little glass elevator that goes up to like the half level. Yep. And then they have another little bar there.
Yep.
It's pretty fantastic. You
Yeah.
haven't been there. That's why Cosmo has remained sort of like, the place.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's got a lot of really interesting things.
Yeah.
All right, but back to Virgin. So they have this sort of skull, this very sort of skull thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess selfie. They're going to be very selfie centered. I'm guessing that they're going to be very social media friendly place.
I would think.
You know what I mean?
You know what? And
Mhm.
nowadays, that's
Mhm.
the way to be.
Yeah.
That's the way so much is shifting to a social media kind
Yep.
of lifestyle. That's
Well,
smart.
I'm very excited that Virgin opens. If for anything that it demonstrates very clearly that the demand is there and that all the long money is all in.
Yep.
Resorts is coming open, Virgin's opening.
Yep.
I was afraid that Virgin was going to really wait for like what they say conventions or for conventions to come back. And after reading the Wall Street Journal, I love the Wall Street Journal, and they bring in everybody communicating on both sides of the
Mhm.
story, right?
Mhm.
So you have one side of the story that we try to focus on, all the positivity, month over month increases, stuff like this.
Yep.
The other side of the story is all these analysts who are not here, by the way. They're not on the ground. And they're talking about the recovery of Vegas taking longer and all these things that have systemic things that need to happen.
Right.
I think they're all wrong. I mean, I really do. I think to get back to the record numbers, yes, I think that's going to take a minute. But
Right.
I think that they're going to be very surprised. We might see record numbers here soon.
If anybody was here over this past weekend,
Yeah.
the March Madness weekend,
Yep.
I mean, it was crazy busy.
You
The
want to know how
strip was
crazy it was?
So busy.
Guess what El Cortez did the last weekend? They broke $100 every day.
Wow.
The El Cortez. We had a girl here
Wow,
today.
That's wow, good for them.
Dude, how was
It's
that?
unheard of.
I mean,
They're
that-
usually like a $40, $50 a day job.
No.
Wow, good
I'm
for
telling
them.
you, things are
Good for them.
things are changing, man.
Yeah,
I mean, there's
good,
no
good,
doubt
good.
about it. I really think the pent-up demand thing is literally through the charts.
After a year of people
Mhm.
sitting at home on their couches
Yep.
and being bored and going
Yep.
a little stir crazy and getting that cabin fever,
Yep.
and they just want to get out and do things again. People want life to get back to normal,
Yeah.
and this is normal. Let's go to Vegas. That's what they did before. So let's get
Mhm.
back to normal and do what we do. And
You know
let's
how-
go to Vegas.
You know how people were sort of, talking about how there were a lot of people diminishing their social contact and choosing instead to be on social media, right? Instead of in-person contact. And now you were sort of forced into this sort of social media paradigm for
Mhm.
all these months now.
Right.
And your social contact has been so limited. It's almost like I feel like people are going to really crave. I think for many years to come, that paradigm has now shifted back. People really more people want to crave that social, interaction. If anything, for fear that we're going to have to lock down again, and we may, lose those
Right.
kinds of memories,
Right.
those kind of connections,
Right.
that sort of
You know,
tactile.
Get that in person.
Yes.
Get those hugs in now while you can.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Exactly,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
Because then we
Yeah.
got plenty of time. We can always sit home and play games, dude.
Right.
I
Of course.
mean,
Of course.
you can't
I mean, we
always
figured out all kinds of stuff. There's a house party app that you can play games with your friends.
really
Zoom meetings.
Zoom
Yeah,
meetings.
There's all
Everybody's done
kinds
with
of
Zoom.
stuff
Yeah,
that people were figuring out and coming up with and discovering.
yeah.
But I want to know. This is what I want to know.
Mhm.
Why do they call it social distancing? Shouldn't it be physical distancing? We're socially, like on social media,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Socially, we're not distancing. Physically, we need to distance.
The English language got a lot of those.
This has bothered me for a year.
God, really? That's the
Yes,
thing
it
that's bothered
has.
you? Oh my
Well,
God.
That's not the only thing that
Yeah.
bothers me, but
Wow.
I've been thinking about this for a year. Why social distancing? Why not physically distance?
I mean,
Physical
easier to say.
Probably.
Yeah, because you're not really like.
we're kind of a lazy people, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, social
Easier.
distancing is like flipping people off from across the room.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't want to deal with you.
But
You're
but
out.
physically, they want us
Yeah.
6 feet apart. That's physical distance. I don't know.
That
It's
is.
been on my mind.
All right.
Anyway,
Wow, we got Sticky over there laughing away. You got
Are you
something,
laughing
buddy?
at
What do
me?
you got?
He's laughing at you. He's laughing
I'm
at
laughing at
he's
her.
laughing at me.
Well, we
She's
do
still,
that all
so
day.
stressed about this,
Yeah.
I'm not stressed. It's on my mind.
All right, I got something for
It
you.
doesn't keep me up nights.
You
yes.
ready?
I'm
All right,
ready.
my next story, which I would have been awesome if we had pictures to share with everybody.
Well, there was a picture of Virgin up there a minute ago.
Yeah, but they can't see that.
Oh.
So you got
When we put it on YouTube when it's not live, they'll
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So if they go back and watch it later, they'll be able to see all
they'll
the
be able
pictures.
to see it. Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. So
Right,
there you go,
Dennis? I'm
guys.
right.
Watch it later. Watch it again.
Watch
They're
it
like,
again.
whoa, super chat! I think I just saw that.
Yeah,
I saw
that
that.
was super
Thank you.
flash.
All right,
Okay.
Phil, here, ready? I
Okay.
got a great one for
go
you.
for it.
And I added this story because I loved the you know where I've really enjoyed going a few times. Me and Dennis have been there. A few other friends have stopped by.
Olive Garden?
Oh my God, with your Olive Garden! Get out with your Olive Garden. And by the way, we had a student come in with coupons, not coupons, gift cards to Olive Garden, a whole stack of them.
I didn't get.
Trevor, thank you, Trevor.
Trevor gave me a Chili's. One for Chili's.
Yeah, you enjoy Chili's. I like Chili's, but
I like
man,
Chili's too, but I like Olive. Hey,
Garden-
Trevor,
Trevor,
hook me up.
we paid for a whole thing. It was fantastic. Okay.
Good. Okay.
So you know what I really love out here?
What?
And it's Tony Sai, who passed away.
Mhm.
He was
the Zappos.
Zappos guy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Which is gonna suck for Vegas because his organization cleaned up like all. If you drive into Vegas, you see his. You know how you seen like this mile was cleaned by
Oh yeah.
Zappos.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wonder if they're
It's
gonna
all
keep that
over
up.
town.
Like they
Yeah.
clean up all the roads.
You're right,
I don't know if
you're
there'd be
right.
any cleaning without
Yeah.
Zappos guy.
Yeah.
But he was a legend. He did a lot. He was a bit quirky. He had his little emos and his little mini homes, and he loved creating a community down there. But he built out Container Park, and
I still haven't been to Container
Oh
Park,
my
but
God.
I've heard it's fantastic.
it is fantastic.
Yeah,
I
I've
have
heard
yet
that.
to eat there and not enjoy something. It's so cool because it's literally container, and it's all these little shops and stuff like this.
Hmm.
And
I'll
and
get there eventually.
There's kids. There it is. Oh my God! Well, you can't see this, but
Mantis to breathe
so
fire again and.
So there's
What?
two things they have outside the container park. They have this big old mantis that breathes fire,
Okay.
but they stop the fire breathing. They also have a giant bong. that-
Really?
They used to be able to smoke out of the giant bong. They got rid of it. You
Wow.
actually, I don't know if you could see in that picture the bong, but
I
they have
can
this
see the
giant
mantis.
bong. They used to actually smoke out of it when it went legal, but then they stopped that.
That is crazy.
So that mantis now is going to be breathing fire, makes a whole lot of noise.
Huh.
It's a fantastic thing. Now, just to the left of that is like an artist park
Okay.
where they put like some artists will take over the park, put all sorts of stuff. You go into Container Park. The
Mhm.
bathrooms are clean. Everything's clean.
Right.
We ate pizza there the last time. It was great. I keep looking over here. Dennis is just laughing
Shaking his
away. He's
head.
having his own little
You went from
broadcast.
bathrooms to pizza. Did you eat the pizza in the bathroom?
No, well,
No,
I
okay.
ate the pizza and then the prerequisite bathroom trip after that. No. And then, but there's kids. They have a little, they have a little lawn and they have entertainers.
Cool.
And it's just such a great experience if you
Cool.
want to really just get engaged. Of
I'm
course,
gonna have to get down. My niece is coming to visit in a couple weeks, so
Dude.
maybe we'll go down there.
and the food's inexpensive. It's not like a big. It is. I mean, it's not like it's not like off the dollar menu at McDonald's,
course.
clearly.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
Yeah.
no, they have
Okay.
some good stuff.
Oh well, I'm gonna have to check it out.
And they have some great, not froyo, but sherbet, right? What was that we ate there?
Yeah, sure.
Sherbet. It was fantastic.
Cool.
They had these custom, all these foofy flavors. It was wonderful. Okay,
Cool.
so the Manus is back, and I that was the one thing I missed. It. You go by there and the thing flames and scares the hell out of you, and they stopped that because of COVID.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I don't know why they wanted to stop it at COVID. I mean, would it attract crowds or something?
Probably.
Or
That's
maybe
probably exactly it.
that could be it.
No
yeah.
physical distancing.
And it
when
was
there's
weird in there seeing so few people, because that's the great thing
Yeah.
about Container Park is it's like a way to really interact, and
Yeah.
all these little stores they have these little souvenir shops and stuff. I originally went because there was a hot dog place supposed to be in there, but it closed during. I wonder if it's open now, but we'll see. All right.
Jaffini's.
Yeah,
That's what it's called.
yeah, that's where we.
Jaffini's?
Jaffini's. It's rated as one of the top hot dog restaurants here.
Oh,
Because we've been chasing down the best hot dog
I know
in town.
you have. I know
We've
you
been
have.
we found it.
Yeah.
We found
That's
the best
one,
hot
like
dog.
in Henderson or something.
What's
but
the
I
name of
can't
the place?
The one, which one?
Let's
Which
be
is-
frank.
Let's
To
be
be
frank.
frank.
Oh,
To
to
be frank.
Dude, to be frank, on East Charleston is the best hot dog place in town. There's no doubt about it. It's
All right.
it's a little,
I haven't been there yet either, but I'm
Really?
definitely- No. You
Oh
guys go
my
do all
God,
the
I
stuff.
know.
I'm working.
Oh my God, we filmed
like
it too.
yeah.
It's great. We went to Hot Doggery. We didn't mind that either, by the way. We went to that one in Henderson, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't as good.
It wasn't as
But
good.
it was
dude.
cheaper.
Have you been to
So-
Bulldoggies?
Where?
Bulldoggies.
No.
It's on. Oh God, it's on Fort Apache and Sahara.
Oh,
Over by Regal Cinema or whatever.
Really?
Yes. Mm.
there's an Italian place in there. Is there P.F. Chang's in there too? No.
the next block over.
P.F. Chang's. 'Cause
The
you
next
can't-
block over.
Alex always gives me crap for P.F. Chang's. Like that's Asian food.
Well, that's like
actually true though.
White Asian.
that's
Is it
like,
really?
Well, that's what they say
not
about
the biggest-
Olive Garden too. Is it's
Listen
not
here.
real Italian.
Oh, well, what
Right?
about Buca? I'm just saying. All right,
I prefer Olive Garden over Buca.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Yes.
I know. I like
Yes.
Olive Garden, but it's
Well,
kind of like a thing.
I
I,
would say
don't know.
Buca's better.
Really?
Yeah.
Anyways, we're off topic here. This is
Yeah,
out of the.
we always get off topic.
What's going on here?
the
Hey, what's
venue?
that restaurant we ate at the other day that is on the strip? Did we eat on the strip? No. Oh, we ate at the this. Oh, it's so funny. We go to Caesars to have a business meeting,
Mm-hmm.
and it's at the
yeah.
Forum Shops. Okay.
Okay.
And don't be haters out there. But we go through there. We didn't know where the place was, and we're at the kiosk, and we're like, we start out saying, "Where's the healthy?" Oh, it's down here. There's only one of them in the whole place. He knew exactly where it is. The
You
minute
said the word healthy, and
he
that's
said-
all he needed to hear.
He said, as long as you just say healthy, and we know exactly where it is.
That's funny.
What's it called?
True food.
True Food.
True food. Okay.
Now the wait staff is fantastic.
Okay.
The place smells like grass, so you know that green
Right,
grass, so
right.
you know that they're going for that whole
Right.
earthy movement
Yeah.
It
thing.
looks really good.
And when I say earthy movement, I mean earthy,
Earthy
movement.
movement, I'm sure you-
For those of you out there, you know what I mean if you're over 40 or 50.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I have never heard of it. Is it new? It must be
Okay,
new.
you haven't heard of it because it's I know it's got, first of all, it gets great ratings.
Okay.
Now
I
they
don't
had
get out much. Have you
okay.
noticed that?
Listen, if you like kelp and greens, everything that's grown organically and then put together, mixed together, and then made into food,
Okay.
that's what they serve. It's very
Hmm.
earthy.
Is it a vegan place?
It could be whatever you want it to be, Lauren. It could be a tree, a grass. This food identifies as
But
everything.
I mean, is it vegan? Is it vegetarian?
I don't
Is it-
even
Do
know.
they have meat dishes? Do they?
I don't.
You know?
They did have meat. They had chicken.
Okay. Okay.
They have
It's-
chicken.
It's
Okay.
It has meat dishes. It's more like
Dude.
healthy food. It's
Okay.
not vegan food. You can't
Listen.
get there are vegan
Okay.
options.
Yeah,
Okay,
they're out
interesting.
back trying to caress the cows into the place. Like, right this way.
Can I have like an avocado
Right
toast?
this way, Moo Moo. We're
I
gonna
love
dice you
avocado
up.
toast.
It was
Yeah.
really good. He
Okay.
didn't like his pancakes.
Listen
but-
here. It was very false advertising. Okay. It was banana nut pancakes, which
Yeah.
anywhere else at a Denny's, for example, would be literally through the that's the good stuff right
Yeah.
there, buddy. I love
Yeah.
the reason why I love Denny's now. I used to go to IHOP because they've recreated their batter.
Oh,
And their
okay.
batter's better now. Although there's a
Okay.
baby stack, we're still hunting down the best pancakes. We haven't found it yet.
Black Bear Diner.
I know, but the problem with Black Bear Diner is I'm gonna gain like ridiculous. They serve you way too
Okay.
much food.
You said you were searching for the best pancakes.
All right, I'll have to go
The
back.
best pancakes are the sweet cream pancakes at Black Bear Diner.
I'm gonna have to
I'm
try
just telling
those.
you.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
the super chat.
Super chat, James
James.
Dirt. Thank you. Go ahead and read. You're a better reader.
Resorts World will reportedly have a 24,000 square foot street food hall.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Here's $10 for the dim sum foodie video soon to come. Well, thank
We would
you
love to
very
do
much.
that. We're waiting on invitations, by the way. Well,
For-
apparently, we're not big enough yet. We don't get all the invitations. We get
I
some,
don't know.
not as many. We got some Italian food place invitations, something like this.
Hmm.
And we're gonna get back to that, by the way. That whole it's fantastic. And because we're not got no pictures, we could talk about it all day long. But here, let's.
What's that?
I'm gonna go back to what the hell are we talking about? Okay, so we're gonna the True Foods thing. Okay, True Foods. Okay, I just want to say right now. The banana nut pancakes, okay?
Banana nut
okay.
pancakes.
First of all,
What was wrong with them?
Okay, it wasn't pancake batter, it was like kelp batter, dude. I don't know what it was. I probably should say that, probably gonna sue me. It was something else, okay?
Okay.
It wasn't your typical I'm a pancake type of thing. It's
Okay.
like I identify as a pancake, but I'm something else. I'm not quite the pancake you want me to be. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
All right.
And yeah. Anyway,
Okay,
so
well, hey.
but everything else was really good.
Good.
You know, but there's that.
But
Okay.
you weren't thrilled with the
Here,
pancakes.
here resorts. Let's talk about that. They 24,000. They're gonna do a food hall, where you're basically it's gonna be sort of like a strip cafeteria eating kind of thing, which I think sounds fantastic. No?
I don't understand what you're saying.
Well, they're gonna have all these different things available. Not quite a buffet, but you'll be able to sort of plug in.
Okay.
I guess really like
So
just
is
an
it like
upgraded
you pay
food
one
court.
price and you just go get what you want, or
I'm not
it's
sure.
a food court?
Yeah, it might just
Cosmopolitan
be.
has like a food court, but
Yeah.
it's not. It's a food hall. It's called Block 16.
Yeah.
It is like a food court, but
Yeah.
it's kind of upscale places and food and
Foofy food.
It's not like you're not going to find a Panda Express in there. You're
Yeah.
not going to find it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
You can't spell half the dishes.
right.
They're
right,
all
right.
$20.
No, they're
Yeah,
not.
they all
I don't
come
know
in
that
nice
they're all
little
$20,
packaging.
but Yeah.
They all look
Oh,
better.
it's good. They
and
got a
smell
Hattie
better.
B's with the best.
And what?
Hattie B's. It's a like a spicy. Oh, you wouldn't like it. Never mind, Dennis. It's like a spicy chicken. Fried
I like
chicken.
some spice. I like
yeah.
spicy
Oh,
mustard.
it's good. And
So-
something called District Donuts, which is like burgers and shakes and donuts, like big donuts.
Well,
Gourmet.
they have what's that place called downtown? I think it's called the District, where it's like you pay to get in, and then you just go around and eat what the hell you want. I mean, maybe it'd be like that, but that's what I've heard. It's going to be this massive food eating. I think that fast casual. You can sit down, you can sort of plug in without it actually being a buffet kind of thing.
Right.
Where every
And it's
station
not a-
has
Friday,
its own-
that's what you're talking
Oh,
about.
First
no,
Friday? No.
No.
And it's not a sit-down restaurant where you have to wait for somebody to come take your
That's it. You can
order
get it
and
as
bring your
fast as you
food.
want.
And yeah. And if you go into there's 15 different places or whatever. If you want this and I want that,
Yeah.
we just go get what we want and we eat.
Virgin, I heard. I don't know if this is true. They're gonna. Well, I think I'm pretty sure I just read that story. Although it could be something else. Could be indigestion, but they're doing like a New York like a street food vendors. Street food vendor. You're walking
okay.
down the street,
Okay.
and all those like street tacos, street hot dogs, all this type of thing.
Pretzels.
Yeah, all that
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Which isn't really sort of a new concept, but it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I miss the hot dogs from New York. I miss a hot dog right out of a street vendor with the red onions. I have yet to find someone who's recreated that here.
I'm trying to think of. We went to Smith's or something one day just to go grocery shopping.
Really?
And there was like a hot dog vendor with a little cart right outside of Smith's.
I would have
selling
loved
hot
that.
dogs.
I
Yeah.
would have loved it. I miss
Yeah.
the New York.
He
Outside
had like
everywhere.
sauerkraut and all the stuff
I
that he had.
miss
You know
that.
what I mean?
All
I
right.
don't do sauerkraut, but he had some. I know he had
All right,
some.
let's get to
Anyway.
another. By the way, are we building up questions?
Yeah.
Do we have any questions? Do we have
All
any
right.
viewers?
I have 10
Well,
billion questions.
10 billion questions.
All right.
Well, before we take another question,
Uh-huh.
can you, the World of Concrete scheduled their convention. They're coming back over the summer. So conventions are starting to come back
Yep.
now.
So they're the first big one that's been announced
Yep.
through the Convention Center Authority.
Yes.
They got approval from the state. A lot of people, 60,000.
Yep.
And it's a staple. It's always been a staple. Not as big, obviously, as some of the other conventions, but definitely a way forward.
Mm-hmm.
But here's what I know, okay, is that minus the Convention Authority, the casinos, the hotels are filling up with people, businesses wanting to get back to that whole convention
Yes.
model.
Yes.
And if you go on Indeed and you're, in my sort of group, right? And they can't wait to come back to
Yeah.
get the hell out of the house and get their people all in one room.
Yep.
Everybody that's been working
Yep.
on Zoom
Yep.
doesn't remember who anybody is.
Put some pants on
Yeah,
and get
haven't
out.
worn
of the
pants in
house.
months.
Put
And,
some pants on.
Swear to God.
Go to work.
Because you can't
Yeah.
have a culture as a business just on Zoom. That's
Right.
the one thing that's lost is that sort of
Yep.
culture of people working together,
That's
collaborating.
Right, 'cause you only see them on Zoom and you can't
You know
make
what I mean?
that
Austin,
connection.
thank you, sir. Appreciate
I-
you. Thank you,
No
Austin.
comment. Just
Austin, we love it.
Thank you.
Easy.
Thank you.
Yeah, that makes it easy. Okay, so here's the thing. Ready?
Yeah.
All right, what else we got about the concrete? That's a good sign, but it's a better sign. We talked to a VP of sales not too long ago, and their casino after September is basically sold out.
That's awesome.
I mean, so anybody
awesome.
who's thinking that this isn't going to be a thing, I'm getting more excited by the day, by the way, because I think the positive now is really starting to heap on.
And the more people get the vaccine and feel comfortable going back out in public again,
Yep.
feeling a little safer, the better off
That's it.
we are. Yeah.
I mean, listen, we just got to move forward.
Yeah.
Whatever you think
Yeah.
about the vaccines, whatever
Yep.
you think, there's only forward. That's all you
Yep.
can do, right?
That's it.
Okay, here's one of my favorites because I drive by there quite a bit. The next news story we have is the MSG Sphere that the Venetians started, their whole entertainment, innovation.
Right?
And it's a $1.66 billion entertainment venue, interactive venue, 17,000 seat high-tech entertainment venue, scheduled to open in 2023. And they've another thing that they've just kept, building.
Mm-hmm.
So right now they're working on building like the roof and finishing up like the top of it. It looks so cool undone actually.
Wow.
It looks like a Colosseum, like a Roman Colosseum going on. And the whole idea is the seating's going to be high so everybody will feel like they're close.
Right.
There won't be any nosebleeding sections unless you get a nosebleed from like high altitude.
Gotcha. It doesn't go. It goes like more up.
It goes up than out.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
For any of you who have ever been to Madison Square Garden, I went to see the Harlem Globetrotters many years ago, and my parents had to bring binoculars with us to go watch the show. And I was like, why do we need binoculars? And they're like, oh, because it looked like little ants out there, you know? It was terrible.
My grandfather was one of the Harlem Globetrotters' original promoters. So as a kid, we always got to go see them when they were in town. We got to go in the locker room and meet them and like Meadowlark Lemon.
Meadowlark Lemon.
Yeah.
I got an autograph, something or other from him when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was, but I remember him kneeling down and talking to me. It was so funny. Yeah. He was like the guy.
He's a nice guy.
We're about the same age, although you're a bit older than me. Just saying. But yeah, so because they
look at the pretty colors.
He wasn't around the whole time, but yeah. But hey,
yeah,
Principal Skinner. Oh, you gotta love Principal Skinner. Principal Skinner must be loaded, dude. All that nuclear waste that he. Oh, no, that's a different show? Is that the right show? Principal Skinner. Is that Simpsons, right?
I don't know.
No.
I don't watch The
Anyways,
Simpsons.
You don't watch The Simpsons? What's the matter with you?
I mean, I've seen an episode here and there, but
dude, they've been around for like 30 years now. I think so. They've been like the
maybe
longest
even
running.
More. You know? Right. Do you know where The Simpsons started? Here's a good trivia question.
Not in Springfield. No one can figure out what Springfield they're in.
No, The Simpsons started on the Tracy Ullman Show.
Oh no, that I remember.
Going in and out 100%. Of the commercials, just little clips here and there.
Tracy Ullman, she was a groundbreaker.
Ullman.
Man, whatever happened to her? She's probably retired, sitting happy.
Sure
she's gotta be happy.
Loaded.
Yeah, she's loaded. All right, ready?
Yep.
All right, my last real story before we get to sort of the other nonsense is, thank you, sir. Let's go, Daddy David. We're working on it, dude. I mean, we need like 100,000 more subs. Yeah, they want to go do the MGB. It's we can't say it out loud what it is. I know,
but where? What, they just want to go do it at
they
the
want
Strat
5,000. So here's what happened. They played it over and over and over again. We even played it at a lower limit, and they have yet to actually lose. So they're convinced that if we go to 5K...
Playing it here. Or you mean playing it
at
in
a live
the
casino? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one of our live plays.
So they're convinced if they start with 5K?
Listen, Alex has surrounded himself with this whole group of degenerate gamblers who are just anxious to go and gamble, period.
Again,
just,
like attracts like.
You know what's so funny? I don't know if Fahad's out there. I don't know if he chimes into these, but Stratosphere, where we live play, wanted to see if our people from our channel were coming to the casino.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of Patreons took advantage of the free room. And so we were good. But then they want to see, well, do these Patreons play?
Right.
And they were like, holy crap, do they play? and they were posting some of the names without their full name. Thank you. Oh, I love the free. So
they were doing what? They were playing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, good.
So here's what happened. So they wanted to see how us playing there, and well, not us playing there really, because no one cares if we play there. But we offered a free room. But if you're on Patreon, by the way, you get a free room at the $25 tier. We hook you up with their host, and you get a free. The first time you stay out there, you get a free room.
Okay.
Now, if you don't play any money, they're like,
that's
listen
the only
here,
free room you're gonna get.
Now, if you play any money, then maybe they'll, they're like, let's talk. Okay, so what they found is we have like literally the most degenerate group of gamblers ever.
Yes.
And like all these guys, because we're like, dude. First of all, anyone that's gonna, most of our Patreon fans are pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
You know, they're looking to play and gamble, and they want to learn some strategies, whatever the case was. And guess it was on the top of the list for the theoretical that they have assigned to each player, like how much they think they'll win. Guess Fahad. Number one, dude. But the thing is, Fahad will hurt you if he gets a roll. If he gets anything, he gets lucky, he will hurt your casino.
Right.
Quite
a player
literally.
like that, they're just waiting for that good roll to
so
come
he's
in.
had some big scores. I mean,
he's
literally had some big scores, but
That's
then again,
awesome.
but some not so much. But anyway,
That's
so
awesome.
he's all right. You
okay,
ready?
so Austin says, sorry I left the previous one blank for his super chat. Just love you guys for all you do. Hope to move to your neck of the woods. Hey,
dude.
All right, welcome. Let us know.
We had 6 people tour the school today that are moving out here from another state.
Wow.
So no matter what other schools say, that's a fact. We had 6 people. 4 of them came from New York. Thank you guys for stopping by. Maybe you're watching this. I'm not sure.
Yep.
We hope to see you come back in June, that kind of thing. We have some people. We have someone right now who's coming in who is an expat living in China right now, waiting for all the things. Another one.
Can't get back yet.
Another one in Canada that's coming back.
All right.
So feel free to reach out.
Cool.
We try to answer everything. Okay. Are you ready? I got my last news story here.
Okay.
And I had my house appraised recently, and it appraised for a lot more than I thought. Like,
really?
Holy crap, are people buying houses?
The market is crazy right now. They're going up and up and up.
So, yeah, sadly, I mean, rents have kind of stabilized a little bit, only because a lot of people have had to pile on to each other.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
People had to move in together to save. So rents are not quite as bad. Because they were moving accelerating pretty big.
Yeah.
The problem is renting a house. If you really want to rent a house, it's gonna be rough. A lot of buyers on houses, but renting on houses is a little tough.
Yeah, but there's a lot of companies and agencies and stuff out here that own homes just to rent.
Yeah, just to rent.
Where my rental agency, they own 1,900 homes or something in Las Vegas.
Really?
And all they do is rent.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can find them.
You can find them.
It's not as easy as it was at one time, but you can find them.
You go to rent.com or Apartment Finder or any of these types of things. So we tell people, just look where the school is, try to stay west from Decatur, that kind of thing. Although this area it's not bad, to be honest with you. If you're just looking for it to kind of pivot a little bit, it's a bit older of a Latin area, believe it or not. So, and it's kind of middle of the road, average income. There's not I don't know of any gangs, that kind of thing. There's certain areas like Stewart and Lamb where I can name you 3 gangs that actively participate in those areas, that kind of thing. But that's different, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But we get asked a lot about the neighborhood. Here in Vegas, there are areas that are all really good and that kind of thing, and then there's other areas where it's block to block, depending upon where you live.
That's right.
That's
right. You can be here and just drive down the street. It's great here, and it's not so great down there.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So you just got to really. Sometimes it helps to drive around.
Yeah.
And if you can't drive around, we can give you some heads up, especially if you're moving. But we had someone who came out recently from California, found a room pretty easily, a roommate. And that's the thing right now is a lot of people have rooms to rent.
Yes.
That's easier than actually getting involved with a lease or a home or that kind of thing.
So if you don't have a whole lot of stuff, or if you can afford something and put some stuff in storage, just rent a room from somebody. Yeah.
All right. So we have any questions, sir? Because we're at the AMA mark.
I've got
Whoa. Hello.
Low Roller Craps. Thank you very much for the super chat. Love the videos. Y'all are our first stop on our next trip.
Thank you very much.
Week of April.
Thank Low Roller.
Yes.
Craps. We have craps. I mean, a lot of crap fans, dude.
Yeah.
It's
good.
Craps Quest over there.
Yeah.
Filled up.
You know what? It was from the beginning.
We're now adding roulette, blackjack. We have a roulette challenge coming. We've got a lot more roulette people.
Yeah.
And an SR wheel. We got our dibs on a nice wheel.
SR is single zero, in case you guys don't know what that means.
Yep.
SR.
Our JV partner, Trent and Carla.
Yep. Slot machines.
Are scoring us this beautiful roulette wheel.
Nice.
Which they're not cheap, by the way.
No, they're not.
They're ridiculously expensive.
Yeah,
you want to know why they're expensive? Lauren, do you know why roulette wheels? Do you know why it's so hard to get a roulette wheels and why the ones we have are so expensive? Guess.
I'm thinking that they might be handcrafted.
Okay, well that's good.
Okay.
But that's not the right answer.
The technology to keep them balanced?
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you it's about supply and demand. Okay. There's a lot of demand, not as much supply, and guess who wants a lot of these wheels? Guess who buys a lot of the wheels just literally at whatever price they can get them at?
I would think that it's casinos.
The cartels.
What?
100%.
What?
That's exactly the answer.
Really?
Yep, that's only one answer. Any used wheel comes on the market that's really decent. The cartels, if they have a line on it, they will buy it and ship it south.
What do they have?
Underground
casinos?
Oh, all over the place.
Really?
Non-stop. Yep.
You know what? And they do like roulette.
They love it, of
do.
Course.
We get the most roulette play during Cinco de Mayo and Mexican Independence Day. And when we have, oh my God, roulette goes crazy.
Neiman. Wasn't he a Latin guy, right? From some South American country, right?
Yeah, they like
Neiman was the guy who played at the Rio. $3 million line, SR on the floor, big player, real specific in how he wanted to be dealt with. But
bring me another dealer.
Latin America has a lot of underground casinos, more than you would ever believe.
Interesting.
A lot of little houses, and they buy these wheels at stat. They see a wheel come on the market, especially if it's a certain type of wheel. I'm not big. Alex knows more about the wheels than I do.
Right.
But if it's a certain type of wheel, they want it.
Probably a Huxley.
They pay 5, 10.
The
Just they're
Huxleys are
just
the
like
best
whatever.
ones. Yeah. Wow.
Now, of course,
Wow.
I might offer the cartel a discount. I'm just saying. I might not go full retail. Don't want to make want to make some friends kind of thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But there's that. All right, what else you
All
got?
right.
All right, so here we go.
So-
Alan Toy.
How's bingo?
I
Hi,
got 3
Alan.
questions from Alan.
3 questions.
3. How's bingo? Bingo's great. I still love it. I haven't won for a while. Actually, I haven't played for a while. I played Monday for the first time in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Because, this guy, he's a slave driver. He just keeps me so busy. I don't have time to go play bingo
my
anymore.
God.
But when I do, I love it. Win, lose,
Yeah.
or draw, I love it. Love it.
Yeah. Daddy David, what do you think about Andar Bahar? And when are you going to play? Guess what? So, Mr. Alan Toy, Alex sent me the video of him hitting that, scoring that $1,000
I heard
on
about
the
it
side bet. $20. He hit the side
Yeah.
bet by accident.
by accident.
And
Yeah, it was a total mistake.
I'm just impressed. All of you guys have gone down the hole of Andar Bahar. You guys are all addicts now.
He told me about it, but
I played it.
didn't see it.
I
you?
didn't. Well, only in the sense that Alex asked me which
Okay.
one,
Got it.
and I sort of picked, and apparently I won like 2, but then I missed. I don't know. By the way, Alan is one of our original fans.
Yeah.
And I look back. I was going through the old website, our Casino Quest, original Casino Quest. We're going to go back to that, by the way. We're using that same domain again, mycasinoquest.com. Right now it's casinoquest.biz. That's still going to work. We're on Wix, which so we've grown quite a bit. We're moving to a new platform, working with a few new companies. But Alan was literally number 1 on that
right.
platform. He was the first person to register.
Yay, Alan.
So
number one.
Alan gets a Casino Quest bill every month. He's like a Patreon fan. He has his own Patreon tier, by the way. He created his own tier.
I heard that
He's
there
on
was
his own.
somebody that we had a
Yeah.
tier for. I
Yeah.
did not
Oh, we
know
love
that
Alan.
was Alan. All right.
And then Alan comes out here and he helps us. He behind the scenes. He was helping Alex set up the tables, stuff like this. Yeah, Alan, fantastic dude. He's been there, and plus he
right.
loves coins, so we have that. It's I'm a
So-
big coin collector.
Maybe safe to assume I'll see him in May.
Yeah,
See
I
you in
mean,
May? You gonna come
I
play
can't
bingo with
imagine
me,
him not
Alan?
being
Come on.
here. Alan
Yeah.
will be here, yeah, for sure.
All right.
So most of I think a lot of our Patreon group will be out here.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
that's
going to
great.
be incredible because we have so many things coming together. By the way, so here we'll do a little bit of self promotion. Besides, listen to this. Our Dennis is turning into a clothes apparel designer. He
Yes.
designed these. These are the new. We got in these other. And by the way, Jay Fields is out there. If you're out there, we finally got these in today. We're going to be sending you your lanyards. It was supposed to come with your other package. But those are coming out. But anyways, it's Casino Quest Las Vegas. It's these brand new lanyards we have. We got the highest quality
I
possible.
want to see the
Heavy.
Yeah.
With,
you gave me one that I. put
No,
in my-
the other ones cheap. These nice.
Nice.
The CEG ones are nice too, but the clip on this is much better.
Okay, so
And-
why does it have?
And
a
Dennis
clip
designed the
on front?
hats. I'm not wearing this shirt, but this whole apparel line we have, it's fantastic. We're slowly putting it up.
The next shirts come
Nice.
out, they're gonna be
And-
amazing.
And the pop tables that Jen designed is going to be sold. We're trying to put those up as quickly as possible, but we're moving to a new web store. But we have all this. Some of it we're slowly putting out on our website, so you get. Excuse me, you can see some of it there, but anyways, it's evolving.
Are we going to be selling the masks?
We have the masks at the store. We don't have enough to
Gotcha.
sell. We might have. So the masks. Here, grab a mask, will
It's a
you?
really good mask.
Oh,
It
here's the
comes
new pop
under
table.
the chin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Here it is. So I know it. So these are we call these pop tables, and they're 3D. When I say 3D, they're layered.
See?
Everything is glued in. Yep, and it's all textured, and it's it's a whole little table. And the great thing about it is you can customize everything. So it's Las Vegas Casino Quest, and then this back. You can engrave it any way you want. So it's another fee, of course. If you buy
Who's
this
mine or
stat,
his?
it's just the way it comes.
It's one of the ones we never used.
Oh. Okay.
And then if you engrave it, and what is the price point of these? Like $35?
I believe that was
And
correct.
it's all digitally crafted. It's sort of handcrafted, hand designed. This stuff is all glued on there. It's a fantastic thing, dude. It's really everyone that sees these loves them.
They're great, and we have.
And then here's
great
the
new
adjustable
masks.
mask that we have. It's just a
It's got this that goes right under your chin,
yeah
and then it's got the little pinch thing for your nose.
yeah.
And my favorite part is that the ear loops are adjustable. So if they're too tight, which mine are
Yep.
always too tight.
Yep.
Does that mean I have a big head? Maybe. Anyway, they adjust.
Mhm.
And they're beautiful. Just black with the Casino Quest logo on them,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And they're great.
Everyone's loved them. They're very comfortable, and you can
Yeah.
still talk and breathe and everything. Those are $10. If you're interested, we won't have them directly on the site, but those of you who are fans, stuff like this, if you reach out to me, I can work on getting you one. And we got to figure out the shipping. I think for these it's like $1. We could put them in those little plastic
Yeah.
things. But anyways,
Yeah.
okay. But these we're working on getting on the site, and we have all these new hats, actual quality hats. Alan Toy told us go for the good stuff, so we did. He went
Yeah.
for the Lux, little better
Yeah.
quality.
I like that. The new
Okay,
hats.
what else you got? We got any more
So
questions?
I've got I don't know if you have a picture of it, Dennis, but somebody hit a $893,000 Wheel of Fortune jackpot or something at the Cosmopolitan. Actually,
Everyone hits with the Cosmo, dude.
go to the Cosmo. You're gonna win. You can't lose. Well,
I love the Wheel of Fortune. That's an
Yeah.
exciting game.
yeah,
That and Monopoly are my two. Lord of the Rings. Love Lord of the Rings slot machine.
I've seen it. I haven't
Yes.
played it.
And do
But
you
it
know
looks
that
fun.
they have these interactive machines that you can actually show up for after the fact? And you have like a saved spot on the machine? That's like another thing that's coming.
Okay.
You can start out
believe
playing
you.
online, go in and,
Maybe
and
maybe
fire it
that's-
up.
Oh, it's vacation. It was a vacation jackpot.
Now I'm disinterested.
Sorry.
Now I'm tapped out.
Really? What, you don't like Vacation? Chevy Chase?
Oh, Chevy
You
Chase.
know?
Oh, 100%.
Holiday
Oh,
Road. Remember that?
I know
Okay.
several of
I'll
the
stop
extras in that movie. Do you?
In the Vacation movie?
Vegas
I do
Vacation.
not.
Were you a dealer then?
Not- no.
When Vegas
That was in the
Vacation came
80s.
out?
That was in the 80s. Wasn't it?
No, I don't think
maybe
so.
late 80s. Yeah, I didn't
No.
start dealing till 93.
No, it had to be 90s because the Klondike Inn was where it took place. I have a friend of mine that was
I don't have
it
my
was
phone.
at
I
the
can't
thing on
even
the thing.
Google it.
Can you look up when Vegas Vacation was?
Not Vegas Vacation, just Vacation. Vegas Vacation might have been in the 90s.
Oh, you're talking about the
But, like,
original
the
Vacation
original
one.
Vacation.
I'm talking about
There
Vegas
was, like,
Vacation.
4 or 5
Who
of 'em.
cares about Vacation, Lauren? We're talking about
And that
Vegas
one was
Vacation.
probably in the 90s.
No, that was
Vegas
in the 90s
Vacation.
because there's a friend of mine who I
1997 is Vegas.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know a
Yeah.
guy that was I know the guy that had his finger on he worked with me at Casino Boardwalk.
Okay.
And there's a place in the movie they're at the Klondike Inn. Remember he goes to Klondike at one point? You
Yeah.
remember that movie?
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, Klondike used to be sort of a dive casino.
Yeah.
And it was well known for having everything was just tight, dude. Tight.
Hmm.
Like you sat back to back to somebody else. Like there was no
Yeah.
you just had to like deal
No
with it.
social distancing.
There was zero social distancing. That place was tight. Like I think I got felt up a few times while playing slots there. I'm pretty confident. That was
Lucky.
like I was young, you know what I mean? I was in my younger days. And one of the guys that did this, you know the game where you guess everybody's card?
Yeah.
And he was the guy that did this at the table, and
that's
they were
funny.
going around. It was hilarious. He worked
That's
at the
funny.
boardwalk with me. He's got black hair.
Hmm.
I met that guy. Him and Norbert used to stand around the table at the Casino Boardwalk. They would come in, talk tales. Can I tell you a tale?
Hmm.
I know. Here we go. I'm going to
Yeah,
tell you
yeah,
anyways.
go ahead.
So Norbert used to work across the street. This isn't Norbert Aylwin, by the way, the guy that owns the Cottage. This is a
Okay.
different Norbert.
Okay.
We're not a big fan of the other guy.
Okay.
But this Norbert worked his ass off. He owned Harrah's, Holiday, which became Harrah's.
Mm-hmm.
And he opened Casino Boardwalk. He owned that. He hated Steve Wynn. He was not a big fan of Steve Wynn. Would
Okay.
not sell out. When Steve Wynn built the Bellagio, he was the guy who owned that apartment complex in back that they tried to tear down.
Okay.
And they just built the whole parking lot around the apartment complex because he refused to move.
The
You
same-
Bellagio dealers know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the same thing happened at the Cosmopolitan where the Jockey Club is.
Oh, that
they
poor
wouldn't
Jock-
sell either,
Yeah,
so they
they
just
lost
built
all
it
their
all
views,
up
dude.
around them.
That's why it's so
Yep.
cheap.
Yep,
Your view is like literally the wall.
it is.
It is. That's
It
all
is.
you get.
It's the driveway for
Yeah.
the parking. Yeah.
So
Anyway.
Norbert, fantastic human being, worked his ass off. Literally, everyone used to say how he was going to drop dead on the job, and I think ultimately that's what happened. I mean, the guy worked nonstop every day, just work. And the guy from the Klondike would come in, and the crap table would be dead, but both of them used to be crap dealers, and they
Okay.
would sit there and just have stories like you would not believe. And of
For
course,
sure.
I love the stories.
Yeah.
And one of the stories was, you know how he paid for all that? He used to work for Bugsy. He was a Bugsy
wow.
crap dealer. One of
Wow.
the original crap dealers at the Flamingo.
Wow.
And he would take his tokes and start buying land across the street. That's how he made his money.
Wow.
It took him like 30 years, but
Hey,
eventually
good for him.
it paid off.
Yeah.
That was
That's
the thing.
awesome.
Fantastic human being. The Klondike guy, big, giant human being.
Hmm.
All I remember, I don't remember his name. Those of you who know him might be able to chime in, but big guy. He had this massive nugget ring. You know those old tacky,
Yeah.
big gold nugget?
Yeah.
Like he mined it. He picked
Yeah.
it up out of the ground and just and in many cases those were like fake. People
Yeah.
just had them for looks. But you knew this guy. He owned the Klondike, right?
Right,
That thing was
right.
fat and just all, and he
Yeah.
had this huge finger. And I was like, man, I want a pinky that big just so I can have a ring that big
Right?
on it, you know? But they were fantastic. The stories they would have is unbelievable. The kind of tokes that they did and the way the mob.
Yeah.
So the rumor was that part of the toking, so they would have all these people they would have come out, right?
Mhm.
And because it was a mob place, but all the dealers were sort of like, I wouldn't say made guys or anything like that, but they wanted the dealers to make money, And so when they would come across a table that wasn't tipping, they would make it very clear that tipping needed to start now.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
They wanted to run up those
Yeah.
tokes for those dealers and make it worth their while, especially if the action got intense.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so they had all these stories about how, a lot of people could be intimidated and of course, you had to dress nice.
Yeah.
It was all suits and
Yep.
skirts and
Yep.
everything was
Yep.
up to, you had to look a certain way. You couldn't come there in your Hawaii
That's right.
t-shirt.
Or your shorts and your flip flops and your yeah.
Oh
Back
my
in the
God.
day. Yeah.
I swear to God. I
Yeah,
wonder why.
I missed that.
I mean, I don't think some people just don't wear pants when they go out.
You're
Like,
right.
literally,
You
any
should
excuse-
see some of the things that I see these people wearing, especially the women.
Yep.
I'm not, saying there's anything about anything, but at some point somebody decided
Yep.
that lingerie was closed.
No, lingerie and bunny slippers. The slippers with like,
Yeah.
I'm at the strap. People, because what happens is people go up to their room. They get a little, whatever,
Yeah.
and they fool around.
Yeah.
And now they're in sort of a whole different mode, a whole different mentality,
Mhm.
and then they got an extra $100 they need to spend downstairs in the casino floor, and they forget
Go ahead.
that they're in their lingerie and their
Yep.
bunny slippers
Yep.
and their hair's
Yep.
on. They don't even care at that point.
Some of them, it's that. Others, it's these women, these girls that go out
Mhm.
to the store and
Mhm.
buy literally something that's so skimpy and, lace and
It's Vegas,
know,
baby. It's
yes,
Vegas.
it is. And I don't understand what the thing is with the robes.
You
I
gotta
see
have a good
people in
robe,
a
dude.
robe walking through the casino in
listen.
robes all the time.
Listen.
What is that? Where did that happen?
We saw people at and they were definitely tourists. We were at an Olive Garden, just saying, and they were in their bathrobes, dude. Though they were wearing terry cloth bathrobes, not even nice bathrobes, not like silk or something. Terry cloth bathrobes. Just ordering right, just ready to go.
What Olive Garden were you at?
And here's the thing: in Vegas, we're so desensitized to it. It's
We
like
are.
that's like fine. That's like as long as you're actually covering yourself, you're in.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be much.
Yeah.
It could be pasties and a plug.
That's true.
All right. I only say plug. That was for Alex, by the way, just so you know. That one's an inch too short, though. Okay, just saying. All right. What else do we got? Do we have anybody else? Any questions?
All right. Principal
Oh.
Skinner, the media what? Clubs, celebs are in the house.
Can we get your signature?
Oh.
Yeah. One of these days, dude. One of these days. I've actually had one person ask me for a signature once.
Really?
Yeah.
For an
You know who it was?
autograph?
You know who it was? By the way, I love this man. What's his name? I love him so much I forgot his name. Oh my god. It's Slick Willie. What's his name? One Fast Willie came by, had me sign his hat.
Well, that's cool.
I absolutely loved when we were dealing dice. There was a few things I could count on. Okay,
Mhm.
Derek lowering the bar.
Okay.
Just want to put that out there.
Okay.
Alan Toy saying all the way up,
Okay.
and One Fast Willie just chiming in with that old voice of his, just like give me a, you're just talking smack, he's
Right.
like you little bastard,
Right,
Oh,
right.
it's fantastic.
That is funny.
During the whole, shutdown, we were dealing dice over here. So to see him, finally to meet him at Casino Quest,
So
fantastic.
let me ask you this.
Go.
When you signed his hat,
uh-huh.
is it the way you sign our paychecks? Or did you actually write it so that maybe
Okay.
somebody could say
So
that's David's signature?
so interestingly, One Fast Willie actually brought that up. and said
What the hell is this scribble?
he said to me. So he placed an order on our site apparently, and I've been personally thanking everyone
Yep.
and sending them a little extra something.
Okay.
If we have any extra like pop sockets or lanyards
Yep.
and adding it to the
Yep.
box kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
and thanking everybody
Okay.
because I feel like we're just a new company and we're trying to do right, and of course I signed them, and he got the signature and he's like,
apparently.
I don't know, whatever you do, don't sign it like you signed my thank you thing because that was terrible. I couldn't read it, So I
Yeah.
had to change that.
Okay, gotcha.
So I did. I actually spent an extra 3 seconds working the letters out. Does
Wow.
anybody remember how to sign anything nowadays? I mean,
I have a very,
penmanship's not. They don't even
Same-
teach it at
yeah.
school anymore. Sticky doesn't
No,
even know
they
how to
don't.
write at all. He can't even write his own name. He's got to type it. If it can't be typed, it doesn't exist.
look at him
And then there's
rolling his
auto
eyes at you.
spell check, and there's no vowels when you're doing the.
You know how much he does this on a daily basis?
Oh, I know.
Don't listen to
I
him.
know.
He's a
He
little
gives you
bastard.
crap all the time.
He's little bastard junior, by the way. We don't
Well,
have
you're a
Timmy
big
here.
bastard then.
Timmy's at home sleeping right now.
Well,
when he
it's his
should be
day off.
working.
It's Timmy's day
Oh,
off.
it's his day off. Never mind. Okay.
Everybody gets one day off around
All right, do we
here.
have any
We get
other
days
questions?
off, what?
I know. Do we have
Well,
any
not you.
gaming, casino-related questions? Because that would be good. That would because we're trying to be a
What is
casino
up with my
channel.
hair? It's driving
This
me
is
crazy.
not gaming related.
All right, that's okay.
How does Daddy David and Lauren feel about a Patreon member having a fetish over Alex's balls?
Oh my God. You are not alone, Dave. Just so you know, a lot of us are fixated on Alex's ball spot. Yeah, he has given up. So he says, kind of considering he blames it all on Timmy.
He does.
He blames a lot
He
of it on
does.
Timmy.
But he's given up, but he really hasn't.
No,
He mentions it a lot.
he keeps. Yeah, he's got it. We got to get him some hair. They got a procedure nowadays. They got procedures. You
They
get
got
some
all
hair.
kinds of procedures.
They got it's plenty. It's fine. We are all
Look at-
fixated.
Give me some
poor
hair
bastard.
too. Look how
He's not-
thin my hair is.
Hey Alex, don't listen to this part of the podcast, will you? Just ignore. By the way, we love Alex
Of course we do.
most of the
He's
time.
our panda.
He is our
I
panda.
even wore my panda socks.
If you
for
ever
him
want to
today.
feel safe in a car, just go drive with Alex. Just so you know,
My-
it's like the
my
safest experience. You got your you got your socks?
No, I
Panda
got my
socks?
panda socks.
Oh my God, those look
Oops.
like my Google
If I
socks.
Get my foot up on the table. Have you
Stretch
seen
it
my
out.
panda socks?
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Look.
They can't
honor of
hear
Alex.
those on the
He said,
podcast.
Alex here. I gave up.
Alex gave up. I know. We're all like, oh my God, no. Well, what are you gonna do? He's got a
Right,
beautiful
right.
girlfriend, beautiful life.
That's right.
He's,
That's right.
we're all pivoting. You got to focus on the good stuff.
Yep.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? All right, what else we got? Any gaming questions? Anybody else have? Oh,
Do you guys have a favorite casino not located in Vegas? Okay.
ready? Go.
Well, it says not located in Vegas / Nevada. So, let's see. I go to Laughlin. I broke in Laughlin. I have a lot of friends there. I go there a lot.
Laughlin's in Nevada.
It is, but it said Vegas at first. So
Okay.
yeah, outside Nevada.
Where do you like in Laughlin?
In Laughlin? I worked at what used to be the Flamingo Hilton. It's now called the Aquarius.
Ah,
That's a really nice one.
dude, love the Aquarius. I love your guy there too, by the way. I've ran into him twice now. Fantastic human being. The guy with the big cowboy belt that left and came back. He worked there when you were there. No?
Cowboy
Didn't we have
Bell
this conversation
fucking came
before? Anyways, keep going.
back. Okay. And I also like the oh my God, what's it called? It's owned by Dottie's now. It's the lodge, the River Lodge, the Laughlin
Lodge.
River
Yeah,
Lodge.
River Lodge.
Except for
It's owned by Dottie's. Oh God.
well, no, they
I
are
know.
owned by Dottie's.
I've been. Trust
Except
me.
for they don't have table games.
No, it's a bunch of U1
But see,
machines.
I'm not a table game player.
Uh-huh.
Right? They have U1
Tons
machines.
of U1s.
Yeah.
You ever run out
And
of
they've
you
got-
can't run out of U1s.
Yeah, and they've got good bingo.
Oh, really?
Well, they did. I don't know if
Yeah.
they still have good bingo because it's been a while since I've been
Love
there.
the
Like,
U1s,
it
dude.
might be closed,
Got it.
but yeah.
Etsy's got to reach out to me. We got to play some U1 action. I've been recording a little bit of it, and so the U1, Dottie started out as a slot route, providing slot machines to gaming, casinos out here, especially like taverns and bars, things like this.
Yep.
And they have one machine. It's called a U1, and it's it's sort of a self-contained, COVID-friendly machine that has lots of different types of games on it. And they have a tab. You can play table games they have now. Roulette and poker. They have all that.
okay.
They have video poker, Keno, slots,
Okay.
and the paybacks are off the charts, dude.
I wouldn't play a table game on a machine though. Like if I'm gonna
No,
play a table
I
game,
agree.
I'm playing a table game.
I agree, but they
you
have
know,
video poker
but-
alone,
Yeah.
every variation. Keno, every
Wow.
possible variation you can
Wow.
imagine.
Wow.
And I love it because you can just go there and be self-contained. All right, so
and plus
Aquarius.
they have like slots on there too, like different
Everything.
kinds of slots.
Everything.
So Aquarius and River Lodge,
uh,
and other than that, Harrah's is really nice. The Harrah's out there is really nice in Laughlin.
okay, you've lost your mind, but anyways, go
No,
ahead.
it's a nice.
Have you been there
clean-
recently?
No.
It's changed.
Has it changed?
How long
Okay.
have you been?
Never mind. To Harrah's, I had probably it's been a few years.
When that place first opened, loved it. Hit an
Okay.
8 spot there for $2,500, by the way.
Nice.
Just so you know,
Nice.
they didn't put my picture up on the wall. It's gone downhill.
Oh, see, I haven't been there. In a
In
long
fact, listen, I went from Harrah's to the Colorado Bell, which is not too far down
Mhm.
the board. When you walk
Mhm.
down, it's like right there. They've
Yep.
renovated the Colorado Bell, by the way,
time. I think it's still closed.
but they've been renovating. Well, anyways.
Oh yeah, before the pandemic, they
Before the
renovated.
they were
I
renovating
don't
it.
think it's reopened yet.
So here's a stunner. I went from Harrah's to Colorado Bell, kind of a dumpy place, right? Realistically.
Yep.
And I was like, wow, this is an upgrade. I couldn't believe it. Harrah's has literally gone downhill.
Wow.
Has not.
Okay, well, yeah,
been
the
well
last few
sustained.
times I've been in Laughlin,
Yep.
I haven't gone there. So,
If you ever want to see how Caesars pulled a lot of money out of these properties and why everybody's
that's
looking
true.
forward to El Dorado buying
yeah,
up,
that's true.
go to Harrah's
true.
in Laughlin and you see firsthand like what happened there. But
Yeah, that's true.
Aquarius,
Yeah.
easily the nicest casino down there.
Yep.
As far as like, first of all, the culture, the dealers are all nice. They seem engaged. So for some reason, they're friendlier.
Yep.
I went to Don Laughlin's Riverside,
Yep.
and we're training a lot of dealers. We're graduating 100, and some of them, guess what, go to Laughlin.
Right.
So
sure.
I was thinking this would be a great opportunity. I go and talk to this pit manager, like the table games director
Mhm.
at Don Laughlin's Riverside, who's been there like 19 years. He's telling me, he did the whole boss thing with me.
Mhm.
I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to give you a referral for dealers. We're
Right,
at
right,
school, maybe we have some dealers for you. Let me help you out.
Right.
I've been in the business 19 years. I can take care of my own dealers. I'm like, good for you, buddy.
Okay.
I go over to Aquarius. I meet the guy. I think you know him. We talked about this.
You're gonna have. Do you remember his name?
He's got a little Western accent. I mean, not Western, like a cowboyish kind of accent. Really nice guy. He left. He was like a pit boss there, and then he left. He came back years later. Now he's just a floor supervisor. Doesn't want to be a boss. But guess who owns Aquarius?
Who does own Aquarius?
Golden Entertainment owns
Oh,
Aquarius.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Guess who also owns Golden Entertainment? Guess what else they own?
What do they own?
The Strat.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
And it makes
They,
sense,
they
believe
do.
it or not.
And Arizona Charlie's.
Arizona
That's
Charlie's.
The same little slot card
Yep.
works at all those different places. Yeah.
You know why it makes sense? Because it's
Yeah.
the culture of a thing. It really
Yeah.
is. You
Yeah,
go
yeah.
there and you run into people who seem to enjoy what they're doing. Even if they're not making the most money, whatever it is,
Right.
there's happiness there.
And the Aquarius is one of the better jobs down in that area.
Oh, it's got to be.
Yeah.
Because you have
Yeah.
a much better experience. I
Yeah.
mean, I
Yeah.
talked to this floor person. He got my information. He was like,
Yep.
"Yeah, I'm gonna pass this on." It was just very nice. Like that's all I could expect. I'm not
Mhm.
expecting you to like jump in bed with me. You know what I mean?
Right.
All I'm asking is, you shake my hand.
Sure.
Here's what I have to offer you.
Sure. Take my card.
Take
keep
my
me in
card.
mind.
I'm not even trying to sell you anything.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help you.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this is pre-pandemic when
Right,
everybody
right.
needed deals. Riverside, absolutely the opposite thing.
That doesn't surprise me one bit.
Anyways,
Not one bit.
I was really just because I actually like playing at the Riverside because they have more nickel machines than some of the other places. You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about?
Well, they have lower limits.
Lower limits.
So yeah.
I'm a lower limit kind of guy.
It's a huge. I mean, their slot area is
Big.
huge there.
Yeah.
Their pit is decent size. They
Mhm.
probably have 3 craps tables and
Mhm.
I don't know, 7 blackjacks and a roulette and whatever, right? But they're lower limits.
So outside of Nevada, what do you like? Have you been playing outside Nevada?
No.
I have. I'll tell you right now what one of my favorite places.
Go ahead.
Without any doubt.
Go ahead.
Gulfport, Mississippi.
Okay.
Fantastic place to gamble.
Okay.
Beautiful area. They have. I haven't been back since they built the Hard Rock. So I left when they had that hurricane that came through and sort of wiped out. I was there when the Hard Rock was literally just building
Mm-hmm.
a property there, and then the hurricane came in and just wiped it out. It was really
Oh,
sad because
yeah.
and you could see the bones of the place.
Mm.
All right, we'll get to that in a minute. Thank you, Thomas, very much. And what has 75 balls and makes Lauren scream? Bingo.
Bingo!
They're the right size balls too, by the way. So, but the Hard Rock got blown out. I know. I threw that in there. Shh, don't tell anybody. They blew it out, but they had the Grand and the Magic Casino. I love both of those places. I won the most money at the Grand, but if you ever have a chance, Gulfport is just a beautiful little town.
Okay.
And
I've never been there.
It's sort of like, I wouldn't say beach town. It's not much of a beach, but
it's on the water.
It's on the water. I had a friend down there who owned that beach boulevard that runs right into Gulfport, had a house right there that got wiped out. But I used to love going down there and visiting.
I've never been, like, the only casino I think I've ever been to outside of Nevada was in Palm Springs, Morongo, and the Spa, maybe it's called. Mm-hmm. I don't remember, but it was Palm Springs.
Was it?
Yeah, but I've never worked like in Mississippi. I've never worked in any of those other places. I've never, no. I've been here. Started in Laughlin, came to Vegas.
You know where I want to go next? I'm going to go visit. I'm going to go visit the lodge in Colorado.
Where is that?
Black
in Black Hawk?
Yeah.
Oh, I have been to Black Hawk.
Oh, you see?
I have.
Why?
God, that was a
Really?
long time ago. I forgot all about it.
Were there casinos there when you went?
There were, but they were like $5 minimum, $5 maximum.
And $100, yeah.
It was a lot
Silly.
of poker tables.
Oh.
That was the big thing in Black Hawk when I was there. Ooh,
another fight. I won his 20 balls against Daddy David excited Keno. That's true.
Woohoo!
They're little balls too.
They are.
They're little
smaller than my bingo balls.
Yeah, they're a little smaller than the bingo. We don't.
Right.
Hey, it's not
You
the
know how long
size that
ago-
matters.
You keep telling yourself
It's
that,
the
honey.
girthiness.
You keep
Anyways.
telling yourself. You know how long it's been since I've been in Black Hawk? Dean wasn't even born yet.
Oh my
And
God.
he's 26 now.
Wow.
So that's why I
That is
forgot
a
about
big
Black
baby
Hawk.
right there. I thought you were going to say it's my baby. I want to go to Black. I've heard wonderful things. You know who's out there is Jeremy with Color Up Club. The Color Up.
Oh, okay.
So he's
Okay.
another craps channel.
Okay.
We have a lot of fans that also are fans of his stuff. He teaches people about craps. Really great. He's been by. We did like a series together,
Okay.
teaching him how to like be a better dealer, kind of thing.
Okay.
And I've heard so a casino there reached out to us and asked us about dealers,
Mm-hmm.
and we started having that conversation. And I would just love to see. I know it's a little more intimate setting. There's a few casinos up there, and it's a great job. And
Yeah,
now they
that's what I've
removed the
heard.
limits. So there used to be
Yeah.
$100 limit. Now they got rid of the limits, and they're expecting just this huge
It
influx.
used to be $100 limit, but I'm telling you what, 20-something years ago when I went there,
$5.
$5,
Yeah.
$5.
Yeah, there's a few Indian reservations that started that
That was
way.
it.
You can only
Yeah.
bet one bet.
Yeah, that was it.
And then people be buried like $1,000. There's just no getting it. You can't martingale that
No,
one.
you can't. And you would double any chance you got, split any chance, just something
Yeah.
to get more money on the table because you couldn't even double up your bet if you won.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, no chase. All right, what else you got there, sir? You got some good ones?
I have a lot of questions.
All right, well,
Give us some good ones.
mm-hmm.
They're all good, I'm sure. This is driving me nuts. Pat McGroin? Pat McGroin.
Oh my God. Hey, sorry, Pat.
I'm sorry.
We have a child
That was
here,
funny.
okay? That could be, I'm
I
assuming
can't-
that's your username. If not, we apologize, sir. It's Pat McGroin.
Sir or
And
madam,
are you ready? You read it.
I give my player's card when buying in, but do I also have to ask to be rated? No, if you give your player's card, that's why you give your player's card.
Yes.
Is to be rated.
Yes.
And once we have your player's card, if you buy in again, you don't need to give it again because they already have it in the computer, in the system.
Yes. Some casinos, just if you switch pits, you may need to make sure they have it.
Right. If you're at the same table and you buy in again,
Yeah.
don't give it again. But as soon as you go to a different table, even if that table is the very next table over, give your card again.
And we-
Always, go ahead.
We tell everybody too, other than blackjack, which is pretty obvious, you get rated for what the hell whatever you got there in the circle. But if you go to almost any other game, make sure to ask what you've been rated. That's your only chance to, figure that out. Like time on the table, what time,
Right.
how much time, average bet. That's really what
Yep.
you're looking at, average bet.
Yeah, ask the floor person when you are getting ready to leave. What
Yep.
do you have my rating at?
Because they make mistakes all the time.
Yep.
And if you come back like on your next trip 2 weeks later, a month later, whatever the case is,
Yep.
and then you look and it shows you have only played like an hour, or you have just, you can't.
Then it's too late.
It's too late.
Then
You
it's too
really
late.
just be in the habit when you get up. And by the way, floor supervisors are used to. I was talking to someone about this the other day, and they were like, "Well, I feel a little intimidated. I don't want to say anything. Say something. Floor
Right.
supervisors are just fine. That's part of their
Yep,
job.
That's right.
They're there to basically tell you, here, you got 2 hours in, $25 average bet.
Yep.
Yeah. By the way, it often doesn't matter how much you lose. So if you're a regular player, you buy in for $500, that's great and all, but they're really looking at what your average bet is for the time in that you played. So if you play for 2 hours on the same $500, that's great. If you come in 10,000 and you play, it's your average bet, time played.
Right.
You'll see a lot of people buying for big money, and they just sit there with stacks of check, and they're really not. Their average bet is low.
Right.
They think that somehow they get rated higher. You do not. That's not a thing.
And also, I have people that will like stash chips away. Like they think that we don't know that they're pocketing their chips.
Yeah.
They get a green one or a black one, and they put it away, thinking,
Squirrel.
"Oh, they're gonna think I lost."
Yeah.
But no,
A
we know what
squirrel
you've
with
got.
nuts.
Yeah, right. We know what you've got.
So, that's interesting. By the way, so here we'll get to Bill in a minute. God, I love Bill. So I just want to. So for those players out there, it matters what casino you go to. If you go to a break-in house, and by that I mean where new dealers are, they're not looking up as much. They're really focused on the bets and the cards, and so those places have lower limits. There's more supervisors typically watching the table. If you go to like a Cosmo, Lauren knows what you're doing with your checks. You're not going to get one away from.
Right.
She's looking at the greens and the black. If you're just like hauling blacks and squirreling, she knows what came out of the rack. She knows what kind of greens you have.
Yep.
Same thing. Because for her it's and for me it's sort of when I'm dealing dice, it's automatic. I'm up standing up and talking, by the way, most of the time.
Well,
And
here's the thing:
uh,
if you have a stack of green
Yeah.
and you bet $100 for green chips, and I look at your stack of green and think, well, okay, I can give them a black chip. If I give you that black chip when I pay you, and then the next time I go around and I look at your stack of green and there's not a black either next to it or under it, I know that black chip went into your pocket.
secret.
Right? I mean, but you're right, because break-in dealers are more focused on the game itself so that they don't make a mistake, and they haven't quite learned to look for that kind of stuff yet.
That's it. And we train advanced, so we have dealers who come back to the school looking to get to the next casino. And that's the other part of it is sort of lifting up, not focusing so much on the cards and checks and interacting with the players, doing check chains while you're making payouts, coloring up while you're making payouts, these kinds of things, converting checks. There are things that we do to improve sort of the gameplay and, how we fix. And, our supervisors then can count on us to sort of track the play and keep an eye on the game so that they don't have to be so attentive all the time. And that's just sort of part of the deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's much more that that's presence on the game.
And nowadays, back when I first started, you might have, if you were a floor supervisor, you might have 3 or 4 tables that you were watching.
Yeah.
Now, the way that it's gotten more corporate and it's all about the bottom line and the pennies, they might have one supervisor that's watching 6 or 7 games. So they can't watch every single game all the time and see where those blacks are going and whatever. What are you laughing at? What's up there?
Yeah, keep going. I'm watching the light. Go ahead,
It's a
Lauren. I'm
pretty light.
mystified. I'm mystified, Lauren. Mystified. Because I love Bill. This is
All right.
Fast Willie.
Let's get there.
He's like,
All right.
Bill Costner. Go ahead, you better read it because it'll
It
sound
says,
weird.
Bill Costner says, "Fast Willie here. I have worn your hat and shown your signature all over Wisconsin. I should be getting paid."
Well, because there's like 8 people in Wisconsin, right? I mean, how many people live in Wisconsin?
No, Wisconsin's a big state. I'm not a big state, but there's a lot of people there.
Really?
Yeah.
Here's what I know about. I think I've driven through, and I know they do great cheese. Wisconsin curds, by the way. And I was actually, and by the way, thank you so much, Bill. It was great meeting you, sir. It was fantastic.
He also gave a $5 super
Yes.
chat.
I know.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for that,
Thank you
too.
for that.
Thank
That's
you.
for the signature.
Yeah.
They got this curd thing, right? And if you haven't had Wisconsin curd, it's like a dish they have there with the
Yes.
cheese,
Yes.
and it's a little bit. It's got a little bite to it sometimes,
Sometimes, yeah.
And well, we finally went to a place that really did. We went to one place that had it, and it was like, oof, it was kind of bland. And
Here
then
here
in
in town?
Vegas. I won't
Okay.
mention. Then we went to another place recently. Where was that at? Where we had those other curds? Where was that at?
Pies and fries.
Pies and fries. Okay, yes. Oh,
The places you guys find,
Oh, yeah.
I'm never there.
Listen
like,
here, you got to get out, honey. Okay.
Get me out, and I can go out with you
Listen.
guys.
You got to bring some coupons with you, okay?
I can find me some coupons.
I know. That's the thing. I identify as a coupon, just so you know. So when I show up with the coupon, I get an extra coupon for just being me. But we went to Pies and Fries,
Okay.
and it's right by Virgin. It's
okay.
it's on Harmon and Paradise,
Okay.
where Virgin is. Isn't it
Okay.
Harmon? Is it Harmon or Cobalt?
It's Harmon.
Harmon, yeah. And it's on the other side. It's called Pies and Fries. It's right there by there. There's a pot dispensary there now,
Okay.
and there's a 7-Eleven there, and there's that one of those juice things that they said they were open, but the guy kept the door locked. It was like, I don't know. It's anyways, Pies and Fries,
Okay.
and they make fries with this. And with all sorts of stuff on
Okay.
it, and the pies is not like
Is it
apple pie;
pizza
it's pizza pies.
pie?
Yeah,
Okay.
pizza sucked.
Really?
Just so you say,
And-
yeah,
And
because
the curds were good.
so they had it was really strange pizza. I gotta tell you, we neither one of us liked it, and we have a pretty eclectic between him and me. It's a really diverse sort of
Okay.
taste. But normally one of us likes something. Like
Right,
he
right.
liked that earthy place he went to, and I wasn't a big fan. You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying?
Yeah, yeah.
But the pizza, we both thought it really oof. But the fries had this curds on it, and it made it actually very interesting. It was a really kind of
okay.
cool,
Okay.
you know what I mean? It had a
Yeah.
little bite to it. It was kind of and I was like, that's how I remember the Wisconsin curds.
Right. Right.
You go. What's your Wisconsin story? That's all I got.
I
for
got
you.
no Wisconsin story.
Oh, really?
No.
Well,
I
Bill
just
met
know that
everybody.
it's
Knows
a-
everybody in
it's
Wisconsin.
not a little 8 people in this, I mean, it's got people there.
What do they got in Bill? What do they got in Wisconsin? What else they
Well,
got?
the Green Bay Packers, maybe?
Oh, the
I
Green
don't
Bay
know.
Packers. That's right. Well, that's the cheese. Aren't the cheeseheads?
Those
Did
are the
they come in-
cheeseheads,
Oh,
yeah.
the cheeseheads. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm on board. I'm there.
There
I
you
finally
go.
arrived. We have a winner. Ding, ding, ding.
All right. What's next?
All right. What else you got?
Place Your Bets 21. I learned Pie. Oh, Place Your Bets 21. I guess that's the name.
Yeah.
I learned Pie Gow today. What's your favorite carnival game?
Pie Gal.
Pie Gow.
It used to be literally my favorite game besides dice.
Yep.
It's close to still my favorite game. Outside of dice, the only game I like dealing is Pie Gal because I love to see how people set their hands.
Yes. And the crazy things that can happen. You might have this like monster hand and like, there's no way I'm gonna lose, and then boom.
And then the dealer
Right.
rolls over
Yeah,
some
something.
ridiculous
Yeah.
and
Or you might have like a queen high Pie Gow, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden the dealer's got a straight with a 2 and a 3 on top.
all right, I got a Pie Gal Mirage story. You ready?
Okay.
He's already laughing.
My best Pie Gow story?
Go ahead. Good.
My best
Everyone's
Pie-
got this.
Okay, there's 2. I have one from dealing and one from playing.
Go.
I'll give you the playing one.
All right.
We've kind of talked about the dealing one first, but you don't
Really?
know that that's what this is.
Okay.
I met a guy when I was dealing Pie Gow at the Rio one
Oh my
time.
God. Is it one of those?
Yeah, it's the one of those.
Oh my
That I
God.
met this guy and we were like hitting it off, and then he said, "What are you doing after work?" And then
Does the Rio know?
hey, I said to him, "I can't come to the room at the Rio."
Oh.
He said, "Let's go across the street. I'll get a room at the Gold Coast."
Easy peasy.
You betcha.
Oh really?
That was a good
night?
night.
Wow.
And another good night, I was playing Pie Gow
Yes.
at the Red Rock.
Oh.
First hand, I had a little match play coupon.
Oh,
right?
well, you gotta have a coupon.
Put it down. And I always play 2 hands. When I play Pie Gow,
Yep.
I always play 2 hands.
Wow.
So, and when I pick my 2 hands, that's it. I'm not one of these people that moves around and this hand's bad, let me play that. Nope, I pick my 2, that's where I play. So there's one guy sitting like at the end of the table. And I kind of like, which 2 do I want to play? And I looked over and he wasn't smoking, and I knew I was going to smoke. So I was like, let me sit over on the other end, right? So that my smoke doesn't bother him. Because see, I'm a considerate smoker that way, right? So I sat over here instead of, I was going to sit here, but I was like, no, I don't want to bother him. I'll sit here. First hand that I was not going to even play, Royal Flush, Royal Match.
Wow.
2001 on the bonus, $10,000.
Oh my God.
Plus $1,000 envy on the second hand.
Wow.
Plus a $500 for the little progressive thingy.
Wow. You
Right?
did? Holy smoke. I would
Just
like
like
Pie
that.
Gal too.
I have a picture of it, which I can show you
Wow.
later. The picture and the little match play coupon is still sitting there because I pushed
Wow.
the hand.
Wow.
I would have won had I played it with the royal and the
Right.
thing, but I played like kings and queens or whatever.
Oh my God.
Pushed the hand, but I have the picture. All the stacks of checks. That's
That-
my best pie gas story.
Oh my god, that
Those
kills
are
my
my
pie
two.
gal story.
Sorry.
Oh my
Should've let
god.
you go first.
I know. I should have got. I would have been disappointed and felt emasculated a little bit if I had gone first. So, so my first pie gal story is I was in LA.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing at Commerce. I believe Commerce.
Mm-hmm. Probably, or the bicycle club,
Or one of those.
something.
Yeah, Studio City. Is that Commerce?
I don't remember.
Anyways, I got to see. Stevie Nguyen was there.
Oh, the poker.
The poker guy that
from
says
World
baby.
Series of Poker. Yeah, yeah.
It says baby,
Oh,
baby,
yeah, yeah,
baby.
baby, yeah.
I was I was watching. He was sitting on this little table, talking to this dude. He was just sort of leaning back, and every other word was baby. I remember watching
Scotty Nguyen.
Scotty
Yeah,
Nguyen,
yeah. Yeah.
And I remember watching him on TV and saying baby, but I thought that was for TV. I didn't realize that was literally like that's the guy.
Okay.
Like I'm like what? It's like baby. Every other word's baby.
Yeah.
All right, so I would go there to play Pai Gow, and only because they're super aggressive Pai Gow, right? And
Okay.
a lot of I think the players have to bank there.
I
right?
think so too.
Have to bank.
Yeah.
There's no casino bank.
Right.
All players bank.
I think so. Yeah.
But man, you got to come with a wad because people are going to play some real money.
That's right.
You got to come,
That's right.
So I'm there, and a lot of people have a bigger wad than me. I'm just saying, okay. And it was the first
Sounds
time.
like a personal problem,
Yeah.
huh, Dennis?
So I had been there. I know, right? You know what? This just unbelievable. Can you believe it?
Like, I
He's
mean,
laughing
come on.
hysterically over here.
It
okay?
was funny.
Okay, it's not that funny. Okay. So
Go ahead.
I'm playing Pai Gow, and up until then, I never realized they had these little circles over on top of the thing.
Okay.
Right? And I forget what they're called. They're called poo-poos or moo-moos or goo-goos or whatever the hell they're
Okay.
called. And apparently they're for people to bet over you who have more
Oh, yeah,
money.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I had never seen that before.
Yep.
That was a foreign thing because in Vegas there's none of these circles. I know people can bet over in Vegas,
Right,
but,
but
I
they
had
didn't
never.
actually have circles.
You just had to put your money there, right?
And that's because those Commerce and Bicycle Club, those casinos are packed all the time.
Yeah.
They were just trying to figure
Trying
out
to
a way
organize the money.
accommodate more people.
Because in Vegas you just have
Yep.
one person who says, "Hey, I'd like to bet on your hand," and that's
And
not
then
a
you
big
go,
deal.
"Okay."
Yeah, that's not a big deal.
Yep.
But here they had all these
Yep.
things. So listen, this guy comes up behind me, this massive human being, by the way, and he's betting. I'm betting $100. I'm banking too, and he comes up with $500, and he decides how I set my hand. Who knew? I was so mad, dude.
Oh yeah, that's not right.
So whoever comes in more money, if they come, whoever
But
come
you're
over
banking,
you more money.
so now do you have to cover his bet too?
I don't remember how that went. It's a mystery to me. I don't remember. But all I remember is being just
No, I
so
don't like
upset
that. I
that
don't like
somebody, I found out that you could take over my hand because he wanted to set my hand differently. And I forget how I set my hand.
Yeah.
But that was the first. Okay, so the second story is more of a comp story. It's sort of a Pai Gow story. I used to love playing at the Mirage. It's my favorite place to play. And I would, California Pitcher Kitchen back in the day when it was sort of new.
Mm-hmm.
They had one there at the Mirage. They still
Okay.
do. I think they still do.
I think so too.
They might have,
I don't know.
anyway,
Post COVID, who knows?
Post-COVID.
Yeah, yeah. I like California.
There's one at the
Pizza Kitchen.
fashion show right across
Yes,
from us.
there is.
Yeah.
There used to be one down at Town Square down at south end of the strip.
CPK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still there.
If you go to the CPK at fashion show and look up, that's our box
That's
right
right.
there.
We're
You'll be able to
right-
see us right there.
Yep.
All right, so here's what happened. So there was this floor supervisor, and me and a friend of mine would play Pai Gow there all the time. Just 25. We'd buy it for $100. Play $25. Sit there all night with our 4 $25 checks. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we loved this one floor supervisor. We'd always play in his area.
Mm-hmm.
And he was so nice and accommodating, yada yada. And so one day we're there for literally like 8 hours playing Pai Gow on our $100. Okay. And by
Wow.
that time we had been playing there for 3 weeks. And we
Right.
never asked for a single comp.
Right.
So he writes us a comp and forgets to leave an amount. Open comp to CPK.
Wow.
Okay, so here's the thing. Now, giving me an open comp at that age, and my friend, by the way, was not necessarily the best idea. Because our meal at CPK was like $890.
Oh my God.
I know. It's quite
What
something.
the hell did you
So we got
get?
wine. We just kept going, dude. We just literally kept going. I mean, it wasn't. By the way, they had
Wow.
stuff there that was expensive, like expensive wines. I think we had Montrachet, $2.50 a bottle. It's mostly the wine.
Jesus
It wasn't the
Christ.
food. So here's what happened. We got back to the pit the next day,
Uh-huh.
and boy, was he not happy with us.
Uh-huh.
So it came back on him, and he's like, "Well," and we're like, "Dude, it was an open comp, though." You know, because we were like, it's a casino. What the
Yeah.
hell? Yeah, he's like, but no one spends $800 at the CPK.
That's
It's
right.
pizza, dude. What are
That's
you guys
right.
doing over there?
right? It should have been about $50.
Uh,
Pizza, salad,
listen
or
here.
whatever.
It's a casino.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Did he get in trouble for it?
He did. I actually don't think it was like $800. Now that I'm thinking about it, it was
Yeah.
less, but it was still a lot.
Backpedal.
I'm trying to backpedal because I want to seem like a total ass. But we did buy some Montrachet. We left there with like 2 bottles of like really good liquor. And it was a Mirage. It was like an elite place.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
the CPK had some great wines.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways, yeah, that was tough. That poor bastard.
Many years ago, I used to play a lot at the Orleans, and they had they were switching over their whole players card system, all the points in the system, everything. So you had so much time. They sent me a letter that said you have this much in comp dollars, and you must use them by this date. If you don't use them, you lose them, right? Because it wasn't going to switch over to the new system was you start fresh with nothing. So I think I had probably 400, somewhere between 400 and 500
Wow. Comp
Yeah.
dollars?
comp dollars.
Wow.
I was a big player. I
Holy
played a
crap,
lot.
Lauren. That was.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So I called my friend and I said, let's go to dinner. They had this gourmet room. Let's go to dinner and just go crazy. And we spent that whole $500 or whatever we got. The best steaks we got. I took home lobster bisque. I took home appetizer. I took stuff home.
Yeah.
I was like, it's comped. And if I don't use it by the end of the week, it's gone. So why not? Give me something to eat for the next 3 days at home too,
No.
Yeah.
I used to milk that comp system back in the day. That was, hey, listen, if you played enough,
Yeah.
you got hooked up,
Yeah.
And
I did play enough.
do you know what's the highest comp you've ever gotten? Do you know what the highest comp dollar amount that they've ever given you?
No. I never checked in. I'm everything I wanted, I asked for it, they gave it to me. I didn't even know what my total was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
I
used
would
to
say,
pay
can I get
attention.
dinner at the Red Rock? I was a really big player at the Red Rock. Ugh.
Wow.
T-Bones, the steakhouse there.
Yeah.
I would just go, can I get 2 for, and then go, there you go.
Right away.
I've eaten at T-Bone so many times I can't remember, but I've never paid for it. Not once.
Wow. I
That's a
got
good
comp to
restaurant.
the boiler room at Boulder
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
It was nice. I
Yeah.
liked it.
Yeah.
I know people give Boulder a little bit of, but I always like Boulder. I like how it's open, airy kind of pit.
Yeah. 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 It's on the other side of town from me, so I don't
Yeah.
go there. But a friend of mine, not anymore, but somebody I knew back then, she played at the Silverton all the time.
Okay.
Talk about racking up the comp dollars. We used to go to that. Was it Twin Creeks? Is there a steakhouse there?
No. Yeah.
That's a good steakhouse.
Yeah.
She'd get comps for that place all the time. We'd probably go once a
I got
week
a
or so.
question for you. What one restaurant do you miss the most? Do you miss anything? Is there something that's closed that you miss the most?
Yes.
What's that?
Sweet Tomatoes.
Oh my God! Are you
No,
kidding me?
seriously,
Here? What's
after
going on with
COVID-
this? You and my
COVID,
mother.
COVID closed down Sweet
Jesus.
Tomatoes.
They did.
I
Whacked
love
'em.
a good salad. A good salad bar?
It's not. It's
Oh,
salad
my
and
God.
pudding. I don't understand what you people.
I don't even eat the pudding. I love the salad bar. It's got everything on it. It's, I loved it. And now they're closed and I'm really sad.
You know what I miss? And
What?
a lot of people have been here, been in this town for many years. I miss the old Horseshoe Cafe,
Oh,
the one
yeah,
downstairs.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
go
yeah.
downstairs.
Yeah, down in the basement.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
If you played literally anything on the floor, practically anything, you got a comp for that place.
Right.
Especially if you were there past midnight. And they had everything was just always an experience. I thought don't you miss their bingo room too, the Horseshoe?
I never played bingo at the Horseshoe.
Oh my
Never.
God.
Never.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I miss the old Horseshoe. I really do. I really loved that place. Was just literally in my history. That's if you were a gambler, that's where you went to gamble.
Gotcha.
Just
Yeah,
straight
yeah.
up gamble.
Yeah.
You didn't go there for anything else
Yeah.
but to get. They didn't have anything else. It was literally to gamble.
Well, and one of the reasons for that is because he would take any bet.
Oh, any bet.
Binion would take any bet.
Your first bet had to be your last bet. That was the thing. You couldn't chase. So, you couldn't say, he wouldn't set you a $100,000 limit, let's say, and you
Yeah.
couldn't start at $5. You want to bet $100,000, you got to
Oh,
put
I
it all
see.
out there.
I see.
Your first bet had to be your last bet. You
Oh,
couldn't
see, I didn't even
martingale
know
the
that.
Horseshoe.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That was the thing. So, the Horseshoe was fantastic because they didn't have signs on the tables. You didn't know what the hell the limit. The limit
Yeah.
was whatever the hell, they told you what
yeah,
it was.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you'd walk up and you could make a deal. Say, listen, I want to play $25,000 hand. That's fine, but you can't start at $5. they would be like, because people would go there and thinking they didn't have any limit,
Right.
and they'd be like, well, I can martingale my ass off here,
Right.
and get there.
And-
For those
and
of you
get
who don't
there.
know, martingale is just you keep doubling your bet until you win your original bet.
It's a negative progressive system. So
Yes.
every time you lose, you double.
You double, and so let's say the horseshoe. You heard about the horseshoe taking $1 million bets. You're like, wow. Let me set $1 million limit. Come with $1 million, which you would actually need more than $1 million because
Right.
obviously, if you
Of
got
course.
that far, you'd have to be double.
Yeah.
And by the way, the martingale goes south quick, but
yeah.
you couldn't do that at the horseshoe. That was the thing. First bet in, last bet. That was
So
the
let me
thing.
ask you this. I don't know if you're going to have an answer to this. What if you wanted to play 25,000 and your first bet was 25,000? Could your second bet be $5?
That's a very good question. So here's what I know about the horseshoe because I was never a dealer there, but I interacted with the place a lot, and I had a lot of friends there.
Mhm.
My guess is that on some relative level, you could play less,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
But they were very aggressive when it came to. That's the only place I've been not 86. That's the only place I've been walked out for counting cards. And those of you that know me know that that's not a thing. I just don't have the brain power to count cards. I mean, a lot of you guys are good. I can do like a soft count, and casinos really don't mind that to kind of
Yeah.
get a soft count on the
Yeah.
shoe. Press your bet a little bit. But if you're literally doing a hard count on the game and you get towards the end of that shoe and you're just like going all
Yeah.
out and
Yeah.
you got 3 hands working, you got all six. So if you've seen me do the Timmy versus David, I chase whatever hand wins.
Yeah.
So I had gotten whacked at the holiday for like thousands of dollars. Went over to the horseshoe, and actually left the holiday with I think like $1,000. Went to the horseshoe.
Mhm.
I won 10 grand.
Oh, wow.
And the last bet they had me on that they walked me off the table, I had $1,500 on one and $5 on the other hand. and you could see my buddy was there, and you could see all the flipping.
Right.
There
Security
was
and bosses.
floor
and-
supervisor, pit
right,
manager,
right,
strip
casino
boss.
manager.
They were
Yeah,
all
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to figure out what the hell I was doing.
Yeah.
He's like, and I'm pretty sure one of them like he's either the dumbest player ever or he's counting cards. I was
Gotcha.
probably the dumbest player ever. You know what I mean?
Well, you got lucky.
I did get lucky. I
Yeah,
got out. And,
yeah,
and
yeah.
thank God they kicked me out because I was loaded up and I probably would have played that money out, which I
Right.
needed.
Right. You
And
walked out
they
broke.
walked me out.
Yeah.
They
Good.
they had a boss come up to me and they're like, "Sir, we're gonna have to ask you." I actually hadn't even been there that long, but I do know that.
Good. Good. They did you a favor.
No, they did me a fantastic favor. Won that money, and got the hell out. They
Yeah.
paid me on that
Yeah.
last hand. I won that hand. You see,
Yeah.
I won that hand. They paid
Yeah.
me. That was the other thing about the
And then they
horseshoe.
came over and said, "You're done."
Yeah, it wasn't. They weren't like you
Yeah.
know. Yeah, no, he it was a fair game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No matter what people have heard, or there's a lot of stories. Oh my
yeah.
God, I got stories about the horseshoe you wouldn't even
I'm
believe.
sure you do.
One of these days we're gonna keep it up. I got.
One of these days,
I used to work
we'll have
out.
a podcast that's up just David's horseshoe story. That's
gotta-
gonna be what it's
I
called.
got a friend of mine who was sort of in the family kind of thing.
Yeah.
He worked there as a supervisor, security supervisor.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my God, the stories. He used to be
Oh,
a
bet.
big. He was a bodybuilder.
bet.
I knew him. He worked at when Bally's used to have a club here behind the Gold Coast, right there. But it's an indoor soccer place now. And let me just say, the
Bally's.
things that oof, good Lord,
Bally's
man.
gym is what you're talking about.
It was a Bally's gym, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And
I bet Bally's like casino
you
is
know-
where my head went.
no,
Bally's a
Bally's gym.
Gotcha.
What's amazing is all the things that go on around a casino that you just don't even hear about. Being a casino dealer, you just don't even know these things go on.
Yep.
The sex, drugs, and rock and roll going on in the parking lot
Yep.
and everywhere.
Yep.
Anybody, the
Yep.
things that go on in the rooms.
Yep.
And of course, the horseshoe was D-Gen Central, and it didn't help that Binion was a bit Teddy. He was a bit D-Gen himself.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
that removed all his body hair to try and pass a hair test.
Right. A
Like
drug
literally
test.
a drug
Yeah, yeah.
test. What did
Yeah, yeah.
what did I call it?
A hair test.
A hair test. Oh,
Yeah,
a drug test.
Drug test.
He
Yeah.
and when I say all his hair, I mean
All
all
of it.
his hair.
All of it.
He got the male version of the Brazilian wax kind of thing.
All right. What else we got?
Yeah,
Dennis?
right. On that note,
We got like 11 more questions.
we gotta
All
have
right.
that one too. That's a good story, by the way. Do you have some first-hand knowledge of that? I got first-hand knowledge of that.
I got
one.
nothing.
You got nothing?
No.
All that went on in Vegas
Chris-
and you don't know? Oh my God.
Chris Salmeron says, "You guys ever gonna do a baccarat video at the Strat?" I don't know.
You're gonna have to bring a gun loaded. No,
Dave, not David.
Lauren
you're
has a
David.
baccarat system. I will say that
I have a
I'm
baccarat
not
system.
one to play baccarat.
Alex and I could do it.
Easy.
Alex will play.
No, and in fact, I think they have a baccarat game they've been trying to promote.
Okay.
So I think that's a thing.
Yeah,
They'd
yeah.
be up for that.
Yeah. We could totally do that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yep.
We'll ask Brian. I mean, that's just like a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
just assume that this is the one baccarat band. No,
There-
no, Chris, we have.
There are
I'm
other
sure we
people
have.
who would like to watch a
You know-
baccarat. So.
Dude, we have a huge roulette fan base, and then
Huge.
craps.
Yeah.
So on the CEG channel, it's like roulette big,
Yeah.
craps big too,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
less.
Yeah.
But
right.
anyways, all right. What else
we'll
you got?
Look into it.
We're
Probably
gonna
end
work
up
on
doing
that,
it eventually.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Scott Powell, have you guys done much playing at the new Sahara? I never hear anyone talking about it, and it seems extremely nice for being across from the Strat.
Okay, should I talk honestly about this, or
Go.
do I got a fib?
Go for it.
Okay. So did they hear? Can they hear everything that's coming out of her mouth? Is she talking loud enough? Because okay, good. That might be my hearing aid might be turned down. I don't know.
Are you trying to say I'm quiet?
Yeah. I mean, you're not usually quiet. I just press right then.
It's a pretty microphone.
Look into the mic. Okay, so here's the thing with the Sahara. By the way, I got so many comments on the Sahara
Okay.
commentary. Some of it you might not like to hear from me. But they've been trying to work over the Sahara since Sahara's a 6. So the last time Sahara was a real success, Bill Bennett, one of the legacy, the legends of Vegas, was instrumental in making the Sahara a place to be. We have one of the chandeliers from the original Sahara at Casino Quest installed. And we've also, Carla and Trent found this sort of bronze-looking stuff to go on it, to make it look like it's been pounded out, like the ceiling, because that was the thing about the chandeliers is it was so bright and it was just so magical over the pit, all these little lights and everything else. And once you see it, it's quite something. But that magic, I used to have a friend of mine. I say a friend. He was a boss of mine at the Gold Coast. His name was Steve. He was a pit manager at the Gold Coast. He became a pit manager at the Sahara. I ran into him like 10 years after working at the Gold Coast. And the Sahara is still busy. Still got that, it was like a legacy place, like the DI was, where people would go there.
Yep.
And then they lost sight of that. At some point, they tried to sort of reinvent themselves over and over and over again, right?
Yep.
Until they got to the point where they literally lost their minds. And, you're not going to like this. So I'll be honest with you. We've sent a lot of dealers there. We love the opportunity. Don't get me wrong. Okay, so please, whatever you do, don't hold. If you're at the Sahara, you're with the Sahara, don't hold this against me. But here's my personal opinion. Stop reinventing the wheel. Focus on the things that made the Sahara great. So here's what happened, right? And you can chime in, shut me up anytime you want.
Are you talking about the Sahara or SLS? Because I know when
I'm going to the SLS.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
So that's the thing. So they rebranded the SLS. And I don't know who made those design choices with the monkey on the back.
Horrible.
And all the carpeting, which is like, it's just nauseous.
Apparently, there's SLS in LA.
Yeah.
And that's the whole theme, is this monkey theme.
That's great in LA, but out here, it's not a gimmick.
No,
so I
work.
walk in there right after the SLS rebrand. And I got to tell you, it was so strange because the way the carpet was done, I kept missing the players' booth, like the booth to where the players get a card, because I was in there to sort of interact. I had just, we were working with the school at the time, and we were trying to get a sense of the side bets. I want to get a player's card, maybe play a little bit. And the way it was laid out, the players' booth was right there, coming up the stairs to the left. But I kept missing it because of the way the carpet and the colors, just literally blew my mind, where I wasn't sure I had to,
Yeah.
I mean, I was getting nauseous. I don't know, maybe not. And then the monkey on the back thing. Who wants a monkey on the back when you're dealing?
Right.
When you're actually gambling, it seems to take away.
I had a lot of friends go there.
Yep.
And when I saw that uniform, I mean, everybody was like, "You've got to be kidding me." And we just laughed and we're like, a monkey on your back, or whatever.
So
Ridiculous.
so here's the thing. Okay, so then, I dropped someone off into the VIP booth, and so that what they did with the VIP booth is, instead of being private, they built this enclosure, like this glass enclosure, and then they frosted it with different designs. Okay, and guess what you sat on while you were getting your VIP folio out?
A monkey couch.
No, a hand.
Oh, like one of these
Yeah,
kind of
one of
things?
these hands.
Oh, God.
One of these big white hands up your ass while you're while you're trying to sign in.
I've seen those chairs.
And it's in the
like,
middle of
yeah.
everything else. I mean, it was just so weird. So
Yeah.
so then if you don't know, about the same time they had all the fires in LA. Okay, and they had all these fires in LA.
Okay.
And the rooms, okay, oh God. So I had done these. I know a lot about the rooms here in town. By the way, that's one thing we got to do one of these days, because I can tell you things about the rooms that most other. I've been in most of the rooms here in town. I know the square footage, a lot of amenities.
Right.
And I have to tell you that the Sahara SLS rooms, so they made the rooms. One of the features of the rooms is a floating couch. So what it is this glowy couch with glowy arms kind of thing. And if you turn the lights out, it looks like the couch is floating in the middle of the room. That's supposedly sort of cool. But imagine you're coming home from being at the club, or
And you're drunk.
and this floating couch is going to drive you insane. Okay. Then the bedroom, the bedroom is situated where the bed's in the middle, and the back of the bed there's like what looks like it's a mirrored closet. Okay. But inside the closet is the toilet and the sink and the shower are literally behind where you're sleeping. So you're on a date, or you're bringing your wife, or you have your girlfriend, whatever the case is, and you got to get up in the middle of the night and just take a growler. The bathroom is behind the pillow. Okay, the bathroom is literally right behind where you're sleeping. Like, there's no avoiding the growler. It's the most. Whoever made that idea literally should be taken out and taken out. Just take it out.
Very bizarre.
It really was. And then so here, and get this now, the wallpaper. They had this design of the wallpaper that looked like burnt branches coming up from the bottom. We're, one of these days we got to get a picture. You guys have to see this. But whoever came up with these designs, it's just not Vegas friendly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So here's what happened.
Bizarre.
They rented out that hotel to the W. Okay. They had this other booking company, other reservation hotel.
Okay.
And they made that one hotel into a success. And SLS was like, woo, we can do that. We just got to like go back to.
Right.
And so far it hasn't worked out so well for them. The reason why they have the Bizarre Meat, which is one of the top grossing restaurants in the country.
Yes. Yes.
And I believe it wasn't for Bizarre Meat, that place would have trouble. Now,
well, they're back to being the Sahara now.
back to being the Sahara.
Right.
And here's what I'll say.
Yeah.
They're starting to go back to the things that made them great.
Gotcha.
You know, so I will tell you that the SLS thing, I'm glad they left that behind.
Yeah.
And now whoever is sort of heading that up and sort of, you know, moving the needle that way a little bit,
Yeah.
it's definitely in the right direction. They really, that place, that they don't have anything on there other than Bizarre Meat, of course. There's just nothing there.
Have you been to Bizarre Meat?
Are you kidding me? How much money do you think I got?
It was just a question, Dave.
I mean, what kind of money? Do they have coupons?
Asking.
Do they
I
accept
bet they
coupons?
don't. I bet they
There's
don't.
no coupons at Bizarre Meat. Let me tell you. No, it's not cheap, but it's
no, it's
fantastic.
not cheap. I just want. Have you been there?
I haven't been there, but I've heard
I
it's
haven't
very
been there
good.
either.
I have one good friend who really loves it.
I just wondered if you'd been there, because I've heard so many great things about it, and I
Yeah.
can't afford to go there either.
No.
So.
But that brings in a lot of people. But if it wasn't for that, my guess is that SLS thing would have put the nail. I gotta believe that property is the story has not been finished.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They need to start. They need personalities in there. they need some reason for people to come.
Yeah.
Besides Bizarre Meat.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
But yeah, so I definitely think they're improving. They got rid of the monkey on the back stuff, and it looks much more like a luxury property now.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's, you know. But anyways, all right, good.
All right, David Spring wants to know, what's the biggest bets you've both taken while dealing at the tables, and what games? Okay, we'll get to that one after. What's the biggest bets
You've taken bigger bets than me.
Yeah, I mean, like not on average, but I've dealt high limit rooms where they're, you know, people have special limits, or, you know, special accommodations. 75,000, 100,000, 150. 150,000 is the highest I've ever
on
had.
a single hand.
On a single hand. Baccarat.
So
Yep.
on dice, it's a little different. I've dealt to a few people at the Rio who had $1 million credit line, $300,000 credit line, and would bet 32,000 across. You you know, and to be in that kind of action is literally like a $50,000 blackjack player because you have one hand, whereas dice you have kind of you got a pass line bet also 5,000, 10,000 odds. You got a lot of bets moving around the table.
But potentially you could lose all of that on
quickly.
One roll.
Done. You know? Whereas
So
blackjack, it's a little mitigated.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But as much as I would, that's high limit. There's no like high limit craps per se. The most I've ever heard of is what's our old friend used to be an instructor here, Robert. Uncle Robert dealing $50,000 a number on a craps game. I think it was him. Might have been someone else.
I wonder where that was.
Well,
he worked at places like the Wynn and Venetian and.
Someone told me the Mirage accepted bets like that. There was a player that used to come in and bet that at the Mirage. I have never personally seen those kinds of bets on a dice game.
Okay.
The most I've ever seen on a dice game are $10,000, a $10,000 place bet. So, 64,000 across, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, that's a lot of money. Yeah. You got to come in some serious cash. All right, what else you got?
Artie wants to know high limit slot rooms versus regular floor slots. You know, regular. Okay, so here's the thing with slots. Mm-hmm. All slot machines, the higher the denomination of the machine, the better your odds are.
Better payback.
Better payback odds. So if you're playing pennies, I don't know the numbers. I'm just throwing numbers out there, right?
Yep.
If you're playing pennies, it might be like an 87% payback. If you go to nickels, it might be a 90% payback. If you go to dimes, it's 92, and quarters is 95, and blah, 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 right? Mm-hmm. Once you get up to those higher limits, you play $1, $2, $5, $25 machines, better payback odds. So depending on the kind of money you have and what you're willing to spend, right? Mm-hmm. If you can afford the high limit slots, your odds are not your odds. Yeah, your odds are better.
Your payback's better.
Your payback is better.
I mean,
payback percentage.
Yeah. So me personally, if you're talking about a $5 machine on the regular floor versus a $5 machine in high limit, I would exactly the same machine, like the same type of machine. I would definitely play in the high limit lounge.
Why?
So the service. I'm gonna get my coffee.
Yeah. You're right.
I might be able to cash out at that machine. A lot of high limit pits have their own cashier.
Yep.
So I don't have to wait. There's no line.
That's right.
Also, high limit lounges tend to have a little more space, a little more breathing room. Yep. The machines aren't so packed.
Yep.
Now, typically, I don't start at that kind of level, or I barely ever play that kind of level. So I'll play on the casino floor, and I find I play my favorite machines. Which because of that are always on the regular floor, but I can't wait till one day I can actually play a high limit lounge.
Yeah.
And just sit there and play my Keno and enjoy myself.
A favorite machine in the high limit.
Boulder had this little, I wouldn't call it a high limit lounge. It was sort of like an enclosed, it looked more like a corral than a lounge because it had these like low, like where they would keep sheep, but here they had slot machines. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And not so much a cashier. They had a counter that would write up your slips there. It was much faster to get paid. And their high limit was like, high limit. And always enjoyed there. Everyone's real personable. They actually have a staff person usually that's more intense. But if I didn't want to be bothered, I stayed out.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
I would agree with that. When I was playing at the Red Rock a lot, in their high limit room, they have their own cashier. Right, they have their own so you hit a jackpot or something, they're right there, right? And for a while, one of the machines that was my favorite was a $20 pull, $20.
Oh my God, Lord! Holy crap! Alex, we finally figured it out. Okay,
this was a long time ago.
Oh yeah,
come on, this is a long time ago. I don't play that way anymore. Oh my God, no! I learned
my
it was a multi-strike dollar poker machine. So it was 4 lines at $5 per line. Anyway.
Wow.
So, you put a $100 bill in and $20, it's only 5 hits. You put another $100 bill in. So I would just go and take, hand the $1,000 to the people at the window, and they'd print me out a ticket for $1,000. I could just put it right in the machine.
Oh, how easy for you.
I know.
Fantastic.
I mean, it's stuff like that, though, that makes it, it's the service.
No, the service
like
makes
that.
it. Yeah. Plus,
I mean,
I can't believe you've been here for 2 hours and 10 minutes. Holy crap.
Wow.
No, just kidding.
2 hours and 8
No, it feels
minutes.
like Danny to win. Hey guys, when is the next meet and greet? So guess what we're gonna do?
What are we gonna do?
First of all, we have our sort of soft. We're calling it our flaccid open of Casino Quest coming up,
Okay.
and then we're gonna have like a weekly walk. You guys will be able to walk with us. Fitness big. We're gonna try to lose all this COVID weight. Any of you guys have been sitting home eating through your pantry like me, and me and Alex, it may be one of us, both of us, or Lauren or whoever. We're gonna have walks. We're gonna be in different areas of the city, and we want you guys to come down and walk with us and get healthy. And we're gonna try and make that a charity walk every week. Try to raise money for a charity.
Very cool.
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
So we're already working on getting the equipment. We're trying to we're raising money obviously, and
Right.
we're because it's not cheap, but that's our thing. We want to start engaging with if you want to come out and see us, and then the meet and greet also is me and Alex are going to and Lauren and those key sort of personnel we have. We're gonna have regular shows at Fashion Show. You'll be able to come down and say hello.
Yep.
We're gonna be on air
Yep.
every now and then, so of course you won't be able to but you can wave.
Yeah,
Lauren likes to wave.
I do.
Yeah. She likes pretty lights too.
Pretty light.
So, yeah.
Yep.
All right, ready? How is craps typically rated? Okay, well, that's next.
Don't look at me.
Avery 2. How is craps typically rated? Okay, here you go. You ready?
I'm ready.
First of all, most places don't rate you on odds.
Okay.
So, you have 100 times odds in Cromwell, let's say,
Okay.
and you have $5 on the pass line with 500 odds, you get rated for $5.
Why is that? You're still risking the 500.
Yeah, but it pays. There's no Theo. It's true odds. It pays exactly what it should. You're getting paid whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Okay.
There has to be some advantage.
But you're still
the casino has
risking the
no
money.
advantage. I mean, you do.
Like, to me, that doesn't make sense. You're still risking that money. You could still lose that money.
I'm with you, Lauren. By the way, I used to rate a little bit of it back when I was a floor supervisor. I give you a little credit. Back when you could punch it in on the card or the computer yourself, I would give you a little
bump.
on
Gotcha.
the odds, especially if it was a regular thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what they do is they look at all your rating. Nowadays, they sort of compile your bets, your base bets, and then you just put it in the computer. Computer kind of figures everything out for you. Most of the new tracking systems kind of have it all go.
Yeah.
But basically, it's time in. What do you got on the line? What do you have on the com? Your place bets in action, that type of thing.
Okay.
And then
Do you get rated higher on like hard ways? On prop bets?
that have higher Theo. So the
Yeah,
new
okay.
so if it's a new type of tracking system where you can plug in what someone's regular bet is and where, then yes,
Okay.
because there's a higher Theo on that, right? Higher
Okay.
theoretical
Yeah,
win
yeah.
for the casino.
Yeah.
Otherwise, not so. That's the thing about craps. It's a little bit tricky. It's not like blackjack where you have a flat bet, boom,
Right.
easy peasy.
Blackjack is easy to rate. It's
Easy.
the easiest game to rate.
Craps a little bit harder.
Yep.
If you go to a place where they got a card and they submit a card, that's why you got to ask how you've been rated.
Yeah.
And remember, some of these systems require that artificial. I keep looking at this camera. It's that camera. That's why
Whatever. Just talk.
a lot of places they have the new artificial intelligence that can evaluate the gameplay on these tables, but they really haven't gotten to craps yet.
Okay.
So you got to really the floor supervisor's got to enter everything, get it squared away. Otherwise, you're kind of. That's why you got to ask.
That's why you got to ask.
What was I
Yeah,
rated?
You got to ask.
And how long was I here? That kind of thing. Boom. All right, what do we got? I think we got to call this a day because eventually we
We're
got
gonna
to go
say
sleep.
yeah, two more. This one
Two
and
more
then
questions.
one more.
Okay.
Nitra Crawford. If it's possible, are there any casinos, table games, slot machines that are somewhat better for first timers?
The easiest answer, dude.
Right?
Keno.
Oh my God.
Okay, Keno is you pick your numbers, you hit the button, and you're off and running. Okay.
Okay, so you say Keno, but really, technically, Keno, you have to pick your numbers, right?
Oh yeah.
You have to know how to put the credit.
And use your finger.
You know what's even easier than Keno?
Blackjack.
Slot machines.
Oh yeah.
You put
slot
your money,
machine.
you either pull, you push the button, it just goes, you
Okay.
win or you don't.
That's true, but they have slot machines now with 1,000 ways to or 800 ways to win
That's
and yada
true.
yada yada, and you
That's
pull
true.
the thing, and I have no clue what the hell's going on.
That's true.
Okay.
But
I was
that-
playing a machine that had like 144
Yeah.
ways to win,
yeah.
and I won this a big thing, and
Yeah,
I had no
but you
idea.
don't know why.
Nah,
See, to
it's-
me, that's part of the fun.
Really?
Yeah. That's part of the fun
Oh
is
my
that
God.
you're looking and you think, I got nothing, and then all
And
of a sudden,
it's like
ding,
a
ding, ding.
jackpot.
Yeah.
dude.
And
It
they're like,
makes
wait,
no
what
sense.
happened? How did I win? Okay, I'll take it. I don't care.
I miss the days of cherries
Yes.
and bars
And plums
and
and
you know
sevens.
whatever it was.
Yeah.
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 By the way,
Yeah.
Get had a great story with that. You know that came from actual candies. If you hit cherries across, you won a cherry candy. That they had that at a convenience store. That's where that comes from.
Really?
Yes.
So if you hit the gold bars, you won a gold bar?
I mean, maybe. We'll have to ask. But they had a bar,
We'll
and
have
you
to-
would win
Interesting.
a bar. You won like something from the store.
Interesting.
Yeah, but so they originally had these little slot machines, little one-arm
Yeah.
bandit, and then cherries, where if you hit cherries, you won a candy, a cherry
Huh.
candy.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? Or if you hit plums, maybe you won.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if you hit the bars,
Interesting.
maybe you won a bar of
Yeah. Soap.
soap. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but
All
as far as for a first timer or somebody new or
right.
something,
A slot machine.
a slot machine, if you're going to play blackjack or try and play a table game,
Yep.
just maybe downtown they've got lower limits. It depends on your budget. So
I was asked one time. I was asked once if I had $100, I'm coming to Vegas, and all I want to do is play for a few minutes. I just want to use $100 and gamble for my biggest thing. What should I play? Go for one of those $3 progressive machines, like Megabucks.
yeah.
Go for life-changing money if you
Yep.
want to get in and out.
Yep. You only want to play for a few minutes?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Go for Wheel of Fortune, Monopoly.
Yep.
Or do
Yep.
the $3 hit. Do it on a
Yep.
dollar machine.
Yep.
Or you can play it on quarters.
But always bet the max on
Always
those
bet the-
machines. Don't
Yep.
ever sit down at a Megabucks and put $1 in.
And if you're a tourist, literally play at Cosmo's hit like Megabucks like a gajillion times now, right? I mean, they've hit
It's hit
a few times.
yeah.
Those progressive, go for a life-changing one, and that way you can just walk away you say you could play it, and you're like, you'll read
Yeah.
about that machine. Don't play a machine that it'll just take your money, and you can only win like a little bit of money,
Yeah.
and you'll never
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
about it again.
Yeah.
But you play Megabucks, and like years later, you hear about everybody else that won Megabucks, but you'll be like, I played that machine. I was there. I was
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
I think I was on
That
that,
was- that
very
was the
machine.
machine I
That was the
played.
one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All right.
All right, last question.
Last one.
Jay Stizzle
Yes.
Jay Stizzle says, does tipping, playing for the dealers, help with rating? Do dealers have any pull in a better rating? Okay. Yes and no. So when you tip the dealer, it doesn't count towards your rating as far as what the floor person puts in the computer. But when you tip the dealer and the floor person is super busy and they don't have time to watch everything that you're doing, and they come back later after you've gone or something, and they say to that dealer, what was his average bet? If you've been tipping, I'm going to tell them your average bet was 150 instead of 100. And if you haven't been tipping, I'm going to go, I don't know, it's 75.
Yeah, it might be less.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
So yes and no, because the dealer's on your side, and if the floor person asks the dealer, what do you think a good average is? We might give you a little higher average just because we like you. You're a nice guy.
That's
You
true.
know?
And supervisors definitely get busy and will come back and ask the dealer.
Yep.
So that's the thing.
Yep.
Well, it's Bill. It's Fastway. What's this question? I don't understand. What's he asking?
Bill is saying, really, when do they think it'll open? What will open? Don Stemmy?
I don't know. I
don't know
think
what
at
that
this
means.
point he's had a couple too many.
I don't
Laura.
even know
I
what
think
that
he's
means.
literally like, okay,
This is the last one.
last
This is
one.
the last one?
All
Okay.
right.
Taylor
Ah.
France.
Ah,
Thank you for all the great content, especially Keno.
thank you, Taylor.
From your
Thank you.
experience,
Yes.
what casino or casino parent company seems to give the best comps or offers back to players?
You ready?
I'm ready.
What do you got? I'm gonna go with you first. This could
me?
take us here. We could be here to 10
Stations.
o'clock on this one. All right. If you're a local, you're probably gonna say station.
Yep.
You get rated for everything now.
Yep.
It's hard to ignore. You can go to every station and eat
Yep.
if you play enough. If you get enough stat, they have the VIP parking.
Yep.
They have the
Yep.
theater amenities. There's
Yep.
so many things.
So
if you're
many
local.
things.
If you're a vet, you get a free buffet every Monday or once a month or something. Well, back when they had buffets. However, we polled our tourists,
Okay.
our fans that are tourists that don't live here,
Mhm.
and guess what? Almost, I wouldn't say unanimously, because there's a few. Guess what they said?
I'm afraid to even hear because I think you're going to say the one company that I.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Are you going to say Harrah's?
Caesars. Yep.
Caesars.
100%.
Caesar's Harrah's.
You know why? So Caesars has a nice, interesting perk. First of all, you don't have to play much to get a room. They invite you back all day long.
That's true because they got a lot of properties.
They got a lot of properties to
Yeah.
fill. The other thing is when you go up tiers, they give you like this $100 voucher to go eat, and a lot of people just love that. It's almost like a gimme. They're like, here, go eat some food at our great buffet. And by the way, Caesar's Bacchanal buffet, fantastic buffet.
Yeah.
Ridiculously expensive, but fantastic buffet
I believe it's like $65
for breakfast.
Oh.
Yeah, not for dinner, honey. Okay. Nah.
Okay. All I heard was $65. Is that breakfast? Really?
That is literally breakfast. So they
what's it,
actually
$100
you go
for
you
dinner?
can get the Groupon and get the twofer for 65, so that's less. But they even have gourmet meals. So the gourmet chef meal on the Friday Saturday would get over $100. It was literally like Sterling buffet. It could get super expensive, especially if you add in all sorts of drinks. They had all these upgrades options.
Wow.
Got really ridiculously expensive. A Sterling buffet, by the way, one of our favorite buffets, used to be at Bally's, SDK at the steakhouse there on Sunday brunch.
Uh-huh.
And it's like $115. Was $115 last we checked, but worth it. All you can eat lobster and veal, and they had this ridiculous. Alex knows what it is, but like the champagne that's ridiculously expensive, like by the glass,
Dom
like just
Perignon or something like that.
like ridiculous, yeah, some really expensive, and it would just be on tap. They would come and fill it, and so if you like really, it was really good, like fantastically good. But Bacchanal would get over that if you did the gourmet Friday, Saturday, and then the chef's table and that kind of thing. You can really get ridiculously expensive. But the Caesars does things like the MGM gives you like free parking if you get the car. You know, there's some perks like that. But Caesars hits you with like this big stuff.
Right.
And so I think that makes an impact.
And that's great. You know what? When you're a tourist and you're coming here and you're staying on the Strip, see, that's why I don't know about those kinds of slot clubs or players cards or whatever, because I don't play on the Strip. I don't go to Harrah's. I don't go to MGM. You know, I play local. So as far as between this local casino and that local, that's what I know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't pay that much attention to what people are getting on the Strip because I'm not there.
Well, here's what I will say. I do play a lot of Dotties, and Dotties is the king of cashback.
For sure.
You accumulate cashback like while you're there.
Yep.
The other day I got like $15 literally sitting there on the same $100 bill.
And I believe it's unlimited. Like if you accumulate it, like some places is like you can only download $100 worth a day.
Yeah.
Or something. I think Dottie's is if you earn it,
It keeps coming.
Keep
Plus they give you
using it.
Christmas on my birthday. I got like a $100 voucher, like literally cash. You don't even have to spend it. You can come in and get your $100 and go home.
That's right. That's
your
exactly
short
right.
Christmas gifts. You don't even have to they could care less. It's just your money.
Yep.
So although they have gotten like a little cheaper, but
I haven't played at Dottie's for so long.
And by the way, I'm gonna stop talking about Dotties if they don't let me film over there. I want to film so bad. The U1s.
Have you talked to somebody over there?
I used to know the GM. She left. She quit. But me and her go way back. I have a lot of Dottie stories. One of these days I gotta do just Dottie stories.
You gotta find out who the head person is now and talk to them.
I know.
And, you know.
I gotta film there.
Yeah.
There, just to do the 20.
Have you ever just tried to just set up a camera and film yourself?
Well,
like,
very
do the bartender
privately.
say,
Hush, hush, secret.
Gotcha.
And then we're gonna.
But
Just,
you haven't tried to actually.
I'm up $3,000 this month.
No.
I want to share that. $3,000.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I wasn't up $3,000 last month though. Just this month. Anyways, we better get out of here because
it's
good
almost
Lord.
God. It's 9
wow.
o'clock.
Thank you guys.
Somebody missed bingo again.
It is. Oh my God! It's
Yeah,
almost
it's
9 o'clock. Holy smokes! All right, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by
Thank you.
being part of our experience here.
Yep.
And we look forward to. If you missed it, you can catch us on Spotify and all the rest of them. It's Davis Vegas Podcast.
Yep.
Plus Lauren.
Plus Lauren. Plus one. I'm the plus one.
All right.
Look at the pretty light.
All right. See you guys. Till next time. Thank you so much, David and Lauren.
Bye.
Signing off. Bye.
Standing right